Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Indian Trackmania League Summer 2022 playoffs. We are in the final steps of the match. We've got the loser bracket today, we've got the loser finals, and we've got the grand final to decide our Indian Trackmania League summer winner. I'm your host, the beautiful Thunder from Down Under, your wonderful Australian caster, Edamame TV, joined by the wonderful Canadian cat. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing extremely well, honestly. What kind of night of sleep did I have? I had a weird sleep. How was your day, though? How was your day?
My day was very, very chill. I got to spend time with my beautiful girlfriend and got to appreciate
Ooh.
nice little lunch date. We got to go grab sushi and got to spend time with her, which was really lovely. But that's not why we are here. We are here to see some beautiful Trackmania action as we have our top 8 competitors all competing for that spot in the number one prize. We've got our loser finals to begin with, so we're going to be seeing which two players are going to be eliminated. Hopefully, Mr. Lord of Ish will be off his study and be able to come and play with us. But hey, we shall see how we go.
Listen, studies are really, really important. At the end of the day, he showed us that he was able to get himself into top 8 in the first place. I think in that sense, he's already won in some sort of victory. But if he were to get himself into top 6, that would be a very nice step up, I would say.
Indeed, like even top six is still quite interesting, especially since we've had at least 15 competitors competing. So being able to see Lord of Ish get into that top 8 is astonishing. And then for him to potentially get that top six is very, very exciting. But we shall see how we go today. I am just waiting for the. We have Avish actually joining us today, which will be very exciting. The first match will be between Albatross, Avish, Instinct, and Sankit, which should be quite an
Ooh.
interesting game. Albatross, obviously, fifth seed, who had a very close competition with Divyansh, but Divyansh
Yeah.
proving he is the better player. Iridium will be sending us a pick ban as well, which is really appreciated. We do love and appreciate Iridium for helping us out with this, and he is a beautiful
Agreed.
soul, um, handsome person as well. We do like his look.
Oh man, I think he just slightly insulted Albatross though. I wouldn't say Divyansh is better. I'd say they're equal, right? Just depends on on the day. I would
mm,
man. It's two
Divyansh.
very completely different styles though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
One was a very safe style that rarely crashed. The other one was a very fast and risky style that crashed often, but won a lot of rounds because of it.
Yeah, I would say it
Hmm.
is. It is definitely interesting. Like, Iridium has just informed me Alba loves getting insulted, so it's totally okay. But no, Albatross is quite a good player, as I had him picked to win his match, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
um, he did not. So we will see him actually competing in this loser bracket to see if he can come back to the consolidation final and take his spot back from. We are about to boot into the server. We will have the pick bands going up very soon. I actually have one of the author medals from the tracks um, because I actually played them, folks. Despite what you might think, Mame is actually a good player, and I managed to get author medal on one of the maps. But I shall close down the medal.
So you don't.
Um,
So you won't brag about it while we're there.
oh, 100%.
Hmm.
You'll be like, oh,
In the
look, it's me.
meantime, though, who? I mean, I'm thinking about who could possibly win this, right? And I don't think that there's any issue for any player to not make it through. Give me a second here. Edamame, can you go on for a while?
Oh, yeah, of course I can go on for a while. We'll have a chat to chat and make sure everyone do have Divyansh in here. We've got Ojas, we've got Iridium. We should have contact in here as well. We've got Lord of E. All the players. We've got our picks. Instinct picking Hook. Avish picking Dahlia. Sankit picking Water Park. We are just waiting for the pick from Alba, and then we will see what the random select. I am Alba picks Sea High. So currently we've got Electric, Feisler, and Slip all not being picked. So we'll see what the random draw gives us, and we will know our band. Sorry, the random bit. Electric is random, so we are going to have Feisler and Slip being. Flip being knocked out. So we are going to be competing on Hook, Dahlia, Water Park, Sea High, and Electric. As we do have the server up, ready to go. We are just waiting.
And you're waiting for me.
I'm waiting for you. I don't know what you're doing, but we're waiting for you.
Oh, just someone walked into my room wanting to tell me a couple of things, a couple of important things. That's all.
Oh, of course. The most important things, such as making sure you're awake.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's quite obvious, but it will be even more obvious when I start screaming my head off.
Be like, Mom, I want some lime juice.
How'd you know?
Oh, of course.
She's getting me a shot glass of it right now, man.
Oh, how lovely. We do appreciate the mamas and the papas that take care of their kids.
Oh, of course.
All the mamas and the papas, if they're taking care of them. Vish is definitely one to watch in this. We are now in-game, luckily. You can actually see all the wonderful players. And I know I'm fixing up moment. But we are live. We can now see... We can see all of the players here. We've got Albatross, we've got Sankit, we've got Instinct going well, and Avish parked up, taking the Mahavir approach and just settling himself down, finding his core, and we are good to go in a moment. This will be the losers finals. Similar play to last time. I believe we are going to be doing first to 100 points to go into finalists, and then the top 2 finalists will go forward into that consolidation final. Unfortunately, the bottom 2 will be eliminated from the competition. So fingers crossed about that. We shall see how we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. There's not too much more warm-up, I would think, right? We're going into the map picks and bans, and then...
We've got our map picks
just map picks, right?
No, we got our picks and bans. We're starting on Hook.
All right, so it's already done and dusted with.
Oh yeah, I picked that before. You were doing something. I think you were talking to your mother. Yes, so we are playing Hook, Dahlia, Water Park, Sea High, and Electric. So we have banned Feisler and...
Oh, okay. So Rip Slip. That was a really nice map that I liked. Who dared ban it? Who dareth?
No one banned it. They basically didn't pick it because Instinct picked Hook, Avish picked Dahlia, Sanka picked Water Park, Alba picked Sea High, and then they randomly picked Electric. So unfortunately, RNG eliminated our friend Slip. But Hook is the first one we start with that beautiful downhill. This map has shown it's reared its ugly head a couple of times with players not being able to hit that definitely hard finish, but we shall see as we do head into the warm-up. We've got Instinct, Sanka, and Albatross running, and Avish is going. There we go. And Avish hits the first
Mahavir style.
Mahavir style. Avish is just trolling us right now, practicing his bug slides, wanting to get that easy cut. He's not really warming up, but we do have Instinct and Albatross currently competing right now. Sanka have mind a bit. Yeah, I'm hoping Avish will go through. Albatross is definitely my first pick there, and I do think if Avish can keep himself, in a sturdy place, Avish could even have a shot at getting into that consolation final. But once again, we shall see as the players are getting out of warm-up in the next 15 seconds. About to go live with the first round of the losers final, which technically isn't the losers final. It's the lower bracket, but on Liquidpedia, it does call it the losers.
Well, to be fair, it's because you lost a match, but at the same time, no one here's a loser, right?
Oh,
I wouldn't say that. Everyone here, I mean, when you get into top 8, I'm sure everyone's a winner, right? I don't know, the players get maybe a nice little ceremonial banner next to your name on Discord, but that'd be nice, actually.
We'll see.
As we're in the way for round number 1.
Yes. Round number 1, where we do have Albatross bonking early, knocking him out of the round. We've got Instinct in that third spot, Sankit in that second spot. Lord of Veach currently in the lead, holding himself steady. Missing the checkpoint as we were talking about him. As we do head into this downhill section, we have Albatross able to keep up with all his speed. And he is hitting that ice slide quite cleanly. Avish, what are you doing, Avish? Avish is just going for the content right now, as we do have Instinct in the lead comfortably, with Sankit not too far behind, but still about a second behind. Albatross losing his speed. I believe he bonked the checkpoint, so he's going to lose a lot of speed there in third, and Avish is nowhere to be seen. I believe Avish may have DNF'd, and that is Instinct going with a 55.6 for the first round. Sankit in second, Albatross in third, and Lord of Ish nowhere to be seen.
Sad. So, this first round, right? What does it show us? Is Albatross fast enough to really get in front of the others? I think so. But at the same time, he might crash too much. Is it safe to say that this risky approach that Albatross is employing, right? The all or nothing approach that he has, a little bit too risky for this matchup here.
I'd say it's an interesting approach considering he does need to get those wins to make sure he goes into the consolidation finals. We see Albatross falling off the side, losing all his speed, meaning Instinct and Sankit can climb into the lead. Avish is right behind Albatross there. I'd say he needs to play risky, but if he's playing too risky, obviously he's going to be at a detriment to himself. But at the same time, it is going to come down to who can keep up the consistency on these maps. Instinct actually pulling out a win the first round, and Sankit unfortunately crashing from what I could tell. Albatross taking a bit of airtime, as Instinct can just run away with this one, get himself the second win. He styles the finish, twice to hit the top. Lord Avish right behind. Avish is going for the risky cut. Not enough speed, but he does get the third place. Albatross in that second with a 101. And Sankit in that fourth with a 105. I'd say if Instinct can keep this consistency, he's going to be heading out of this map with 40 points. That is quite solid, especially early on.
And look at that. He's our 8th seed, right? And he's won 2 rounds in a row here and has just been safing it, right? He's not necessarily that quick. 55 seconds is not necessarily a blazing time either, right? But it's a time good enough that when everyone else crashes, you're going to win these rounds. And, well, that's exactly what he's employed. That's exactly what he's doing. And, well, because of that, he's got himself quite the lead because everyone else is crashing. At the moment, Avish in the lead, Instinct right behind him. Franken is in third as he's made a slight mistake, but he'll catch up to Instinct as we go onto the ice slide. We see everyone doing it okay-ish up until, was that Instinct there who kind of lost it?
No, yes, it was Instinct. Lord of Ish is currently in first place, holding quite a good pace. 1 second over Albatross in second. But will he be able to hold this speed heading into the drop down? Got Albatross in that second position, trying to fight his way forward. And he's going to be in second place. Lord of Ish actually taking around Albatross in second, taking second and third. And Instinct, unfortunately, losing his 4 for 4 as he goes into fourth place. But 24 points still is still ahead of Albatross at 16, and we've got Sankit in 13. And Avish actually going to 14, moving up into third place. He can still take it from Albatross, keep behind. But Instinct is that far ahead right now that the next maps have to decide it.
Yeah, Instinct is very, very far ahead at this point, but if he keeps getting fourth place, of course, that's going to be an issue as, well, right now he's set for third, but he could overtake Sankit and Albatross to get himself up into that lead, which I think he does. No, he doesn't. Albatross finding himself a lot of speed through that corner, so he's risking it so much, so close to the walls, right? His proximity to those walls, a lot closer than a lot of players would be happy with, as Albatross now brings up a massive lead, especially over Instinct, but over the others as well. They're just gone compared to the other two that are way far behind. Sankit and Avish, sadly, are really, really far behind. It seems like Albatross is just going to stroll away and win this round. Instinct's going to get second, lose 4 points to Albatross, but it's going to be all fine and dandy at the end of the day because he's still ahead of both Sankit and Avish.
Will Avish be able to still get the points on the board knowing that every point counts? And he does with a clean finish there. Heading out of this map, it is going to be Instinct in first with 29 points. Avish and Sankit tied for 17. And interestingly, Instinct is actually heading out of this one. The 8th seed that we thought may not be the top. He's actually doing the best so far. So it could still be Instinct and Albatross. And Lord Avish may be knocked out. But as we head into Dahlia, I am curious to see how we do, knowing that Dahlia is one of the more difficult.
Yeah, Dahlia is a pretty hard map overall. I want to see how the players do it, right? If Instinct, because Hook was also a really hard map, right? But Instinct was able to safe it most rounds and just not crash it. I'm not sure if that was his PB times, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if that was what he would normally do for his fastest times, but it looked like he was playing it safe, maybe safing it by half a second, right? And so at that point, when everyone else crashes, you're only losing half a second. They're losing a second or more, and then risking more to try and claw back. It's really detrimental to them. That's how he won 2 rounds and got second in that last round, right? Where Albatross got a 54.2, which is a second and a half faster than the times he won with on Hook. So honestly, good job by Albatross to show off that speed. But yeah, his crashing has cost him the lead so far, as the 3-point lead is in Instinct's favor.
Indeed, and especially on this map where every mistake is multiplied, knowing that these corners are difficult. As we do head into round one, we are going to see how these players handle this map, knowing how difficult it can be. As we are following Sankit on board, and Sankit bonks the wall early, knocking him out of the round. Lord Avish taking a better line than Instinct here, keeping himself in second place. Albatross currently just running away with the lead, keeping a lot of pace on here. Avish!
Oh, no.
Avish bonking into the CP as well. Unfortunately, losing a lot of speed there. It is going to mean Instinct is able to overtake. Where is my boy Avish? Avish is fallen. And Instinct! Instinct bonks as well. Lord Avish is able to go up into second place. Albatross just running away with it right now. Several corners ahead, as you do see him up ahead on the sausage. As Avish is going to be keeping a very clean line there, dropping a little bit of speed just to make sure he hits it clean, but 3 seconds behind Albatross. Albatross can just run away with this, get his 10 points. Lord Avish in that second place. We have Sankit there in third. In fourth. I'm sorry, I missed Instinct. I thought Instinct crashed out, but Instinct taking that third place. Keeping himself up there, but, you know, Avish getting those points is definitely going to help him claw his way back to try and catch up to Instinct. 10 points behind now, so if Avish can take a round, that's going to help out a lot as we...
A sub 50 is what Albatross just did. It's going to be tough for the other players to try and follow that, to match that, especially if they don't want to crash too hard, because, of course, Dahlia is a really hard map not to crash on, right? There's a lot of edges. There's a lot of weird road, like all of this penalty everywhere. So it's really tough for these players to have a really clean lap. And Albatross is just showing us that the first 2 rounds first 3 rounds, I should say, were fluke. As Avish is in second, trying to keep up with Albatross. Behind him is Instinct, who has crashed out, but is fighting with Sankit for the last position there, as Sankit might be lagging just a little bit. Instinct just slightly behind him, as Albatross coming in through to the finish. He'll win the round. Avish is in second, and Sankit will get third. Instinct gets fourth.
Instinct could have had third place if he wanted to full risk, knowing that he was about 0.6 behind, but that's going to help out Avish's case a lot, as he is now clawing his way back, trying to fight for that top spot with, that second spot with Instinct. As we do head into round 3, every player taking the start pretty cleanly. It's this drift that seems to be messing people up. As Instinct bonks that wall, knocking him out, and Sankit bonks the rail, and unfortunately that's going to knock him out as well. Avish able to keep a lot more speed out of that one as we do head into this dirt uphill, keep rather cleanly. Going into this section with the dirt uphill into the drift, keeping a lot of speed there. Albatross currently just running away with the lead. This is the map that he's with, as Avish is right behind him, keeping a good line and bonking the tree. Oh, Avish! Sankit is able to keep a lot more speed out of that, and he's going to be fighting with Avish for that, trying to take the inside line, and I believe Avish nearly bonked that outside wall, but Avish knows how to keep his speed there, slowing down ever so slightly, but is able to shoot ahead of Sankit. Currently a duel for these guys in second and third, and Avish misses the finish! He misses the finish, and unfortunately that does mean that Avish will be getting that fourth position as soon as he hits there you go. Avish hitting the finish, losing that second place, that's gotta hurt. Knowing Sankit's gonna get 1 extra point, meaning he's gotta go up 8 points to get that position. But Albatross currently in the lead with 56. Quite a margin ahead of Zip.
Yeah, his consistency on this map is a lot better than on Hook, that's for sure. Hook, I think, was an anomaly, but it is a harder map overall. So that does make sense, as Dahlia might be tough, but I don't think as tough, especially if when you take out the fact that there's no ice on this map, right? And no ice downhill, especially,
Oh,
which is always not too fun. As Instinct finds himself currently in the bonked position of fourth, Avish in third, Sanket in second, and then Albatross in first. He's going to get a clean 40 points out of this map if he keeps going like this, as he's already gotten 30. Can he clean up the entirety of Dahlia here, get the clean 40, and get himself up to 66 total points after just 2 maps? That would be insane, as he does finish, and Sanket will get second. Avish gets third. Instinct was actually really close behind. Will get fourth.
yeah, Sankit and Avish, you could see Avish having a risk towards the end, knowing that 2 points were on the line there. But it does mean Avish and Sankit are both tied once again as we do head into that third map with a clean 66 points for Albatross. Albatross able to keep his lead, move ahead, but with this next map, Water Park, this map has some ice sections. It's got the classic clip of Avish not knowing there's a lower finish. Hopefully he's practiced and knows there's a lower finish now. But 36 points with Avish and Sankit. Either one of them could overtake Instinct and get that spot. But if Instinct can hold some steady times, he might have this.
Oh man. Well, this map is it has our lovely pole finish, doesn't it? With the 2 poles at the bottom of the ice slide, if I recall. So it is very, very nice, very slippery, and very bonkerful, if I do say so myself. Honestly, I really like this map, how it looks, it's aesthetic-wise, but the players, I wonder how much they like this map, right? It's got a few gimmicks. This bobsled, for example, if you touch the water, you're going to have frozen tires. It's not the same thing as icy tires. Frozen tires, you can't accelerate. It's sort of like engine off, except you can actually turn.
I thought you could accelerate with frozen tires. I swear frozen tires just meant you got the icy tire as effect, but it never wore off, or it wore off way later. I wasn't aware of the fact that you couldn't.
No, it's more intense. It's more intense because you can see it when they have frozen tires on the bobsled. They suddenly lose all their speed.
Interesting, because I wasn't aware of that.
Slowed down by the water.
Yeah, it must be a traction issue. I think that's what it might be. But we do head into the first round where we have all the competitors there. I believe that may have been early Instinct Bonk. Avish right there, currently competing for second place. Sanka going for that lower drift. And Avish bonks the pool. And Instinct is just making his way through the start as we do head through this difficult dirt section. Albatross keeping quite a lot of speed there. Still 0.3 ahead of Sankit. Sankit actually able to keep up as they both wiggle on this ice. Not able to get that clean line. Does mean that Sankit's going to bonk on this section, but it does mean that Albatross, as he's able to keep a lot more speed here, get himself that uphill as we do head into the drift. And jump down into this section, knowing that there's an ice. Oh, he hits the pole! He couldn't get the grip! It does mean, even though everyone else is behind, Albatross can take a free run at that again, get himself a 55.018. Sankit, unfortunately, can't get through the bobsled. Means that Lord Avish, as long as he can not hit the barrier, Lord Avish. Oh no. Oh no.
Save it. Come on, Avish.
He's not going to make it. None of the players make it right now. And it means Albatross gets a free 10 points, expanding the margin by literally 10 points over everyone because no one could finish. Oh no.
That is so unfortunate. I think Albatross just showed us that if you get a clean run on this map, you've practically won, as everyone's already dead except for Avish and Albatross, who are currently 1 and 2. Instinct and Sankit just absolutely slammed into some walls there, as Avish can now just run away with second, can he? Oh, wait, no. He can run away with first, actually, as... Oh, no, that wasn't...
that was Instinct that unfortunately bonked out. Avish is going to get the frozen tires. You are accelerating there, which is what I thought. It is the frozen tires basically mean that you don't have grip here. You just accelerate slower because of a lack of traction, but Albatross can currently run away with it 10 seconds ahead of Avish.
Okay.
As Avish,
I thought it was a more intense icy tires.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. It doesn't, like, you have lower traction on flats, but it is going to be Sankit actually overtaking, getting a straighter line there, and actually overtaking Avish. for 103.3, and Instinct finally making his way to the downhill as we do head in there. Unfortunately, can't get the finish either. It does mean that Sankit is now 1 point away from Instinct, and the Vish is 3 points away. But Instinct might move to the bottom again.
Sankit is the one who picked this map. It wasn't even Albatross who picked this, and Sankit, I mean, he's getting an earful from the others, and justifiably so, because the other players, this map is tough, right, to drive on consistently without crashing anywhere. But then you have the end, which is extremely Pepega in a lot of senses. As Avish and Sankit get through the bobsled very nicely. No icy tires this time around, but they are going through very, very nicely. Avish is in the lead. Albatross.
Avish is comfortably in the lead. Like, he's taken a flat respawn here, but he is comfortably in the lead. Sankit is just making his way to the uphill. So it's going to be Avish who's going to drop into that lower finish, get himself a comfy 10 points, move his way above Instinct. Albatross actually getting that third place there, who is going to be getting... No! It's going to be... It is going to be Albatross, as I suspected. Instinct, unfortunately, bonking out. But Avish is going to move up into that second position with Albatross there at 90 points. 1 win, and he moves himself into finalist. Avish moving up into that second place is quite big. Avish could make his way into the the consolation final, as we do watch the start where a couple of players do bonk out. Instinct is at the back of the pack. Avish and Albatross currently dueling for that first place. Both of them getting very clean drifts, but Albatross gets a lot more speed out of that. Sankit is right behind them as well. As we do head through the dirt section, Sankit keeping a lot more speed, going for the risk, and able to keep all the speed until he hits a sign. He can't get the drift, and it means Instinct is able to overtake as four of them head into the bobsled. Instinct, unfortunately, getting a wobbly landing. But Avish able to keep quite a clean line as he does hit that drift. Right behind Albatross there, who is going to be taking the finalist spot as we do move into the map. Unless he fails this ending, but he does not. Straight into the finish, gets himself that finalist spot. Avish in that second position as well. Quite
will extend
comfortable.
his second place.
Yeah. He's
Very, very comfortable.
Knowing he can't get the first spot right now, all he's got to do is extend his over Instinct. Thank you. And judging from what he's doing right now, he's doing really well, as Instinct can't get the finish. And it does mean that Avish will be moving to 56 points. Sankit at 50, still at 46. Albatross just has to win a round, and he moves into the consolation final, played next.
Poor Instinct, man. DNF, fourth place DNF on that map. And that is how you go from second place to last. Oh my goodness, only 3 points gained. That is so detrimental to how well he started, right? It was very, very, very situational, I would say, right? He was at the right place at the right time, where Albatross just kept on crashing, and everyone else around him kept on crashing, and so he took off 2 wins right off of the start, right? And we were very surprised, but yeah, now it's going to be a fight again for him to get ahead of Avish, especially, but Sankit as well is still in that fight against Avish, and he'll try to keep Instinct behind him.
Yeah, definitely noticing that Sankit was the one who did pick Waterpark, knowing that he does come from TMNF and quite a good player in TMNF, if I do remember correctly. It is an interesting pick to pick the one that's notorious for not only the awkward bobsled, but the icy downhill. Quite an interesting pick from Instinct, is the player who came from Team. I believe Sankit is a player of this game. But still a difficult pick if I do say so myself. As someone who has played it, I will say that it is not the easiest track. But we are on Sea High, notorious for the plastic ending, where we have seen players run into the checkpoint before the plastic. Not what I was talking about, but quite an interesting crash as we do head into round 1.
Listen, he was just showing off, right? He heard you talking about the ending, and showed off a crash that you could do at the ending, right? I mean, there's multiple ways you can crash it. Multiple ways. Round number 1 of map number 4 underway here, and Albatross could be taking this one home as he's got the finalist. You can tell because his numbers on the back of his car are red, but right now we are on Avish, who's going to overtake Sankit and getting really close to Instinct as well, who going to stay ahead for the time being as he gets some airtime, though. Avish is going to be able to catch up. In fact, Albatross as well, who crashed. So Avish up into the lead now, but fighting with Instinct, who's just behind as I'm getting a massive lag spike. Give me a sec. Back into it now. Avish in the lead with Albatross in second. Instinct is in third. Can Albatross actually catch up to Avish? He did. He's going to win it all, and he's going to go into the consolation finals, or is it the consolidation finals? I forget.
Tomato, tomato. They're both the same, but Albatross managing to get that snipe by 0.1 of a second moves Albatross into the consolidation final, as we do have Avish at 62 points, Sankit at 55, Instinct at 50. We've still got a lot to play. We have to see who gets that second place. As at the start, Sankit tries to take the inside line, Instinct keeping a good line there, losing the gear, and unfortunately means Avish is able to start catching up. He doesn't go for a stronger drift there, but Avish knows this map like the back of his hand. Getting a good line, heading into the dirt, actually getting the drop down, which is going to lose you a bit of speed. But we do see that it's going to be Instinct dueling that spot, and he goes wide. It means that Avish is able to keep a lot more speed out of that section, overtaking Instinct, and it does mean that Avish will be able to hit this uphill drift and get that bit of extra lead, and he bonks! He bonks! Avish unfortunately loses the uphill drift, and it does mean that he is only 0.8 ahead of Instinct. It's a major speed loss. He doesn't get the drift. He goes for that slowdown. And it does mean that he is now 0.6 ahead as we do head into the plastic section. He bonks! He bonks the wall prior to that. And it does mean that Instinct can take out the 10 points. Sankit in 6th, Avish in 4th. Avish throwing the lead just to style on everyone. Still 6 points ahead of Instinct.
Oh boy, that is a rough one for Avish, but that's really good for Instinct because now everyone's really tight, right? We were at a separation of about 12 points, at or around 12 points when Albatross finished, and now we are at 6 points, right? So at this point in time, the second, third, and fourth place are separated by practically nothing, right? So whoever wins this round is in a crucial position where they can start building up, especially if Instinct starts to win some rounds here back to back to back. It can really be detrimental to both Avish and Sankit as Instinct keeps it clean, but so does Avish, who keeps it behind him. Oh, he crashes into the wall. He'll find himself down into third as Sankit will overtake him. Good stuff there out of Instinct and Sankit, though, as they head into the final part. Instinct slightly slow. Sankit catching up, but he crashes into the wall. And so Avish will get second position at least. Instinct gets first, and that is him out of the last position.
That is Sankit, unfortunately, getting like 65 points there. Instinct's going to go 70. Avish will be 72. It is 2 points separating that seed. It is a close fight right now, knowing that any one of these guys could still get that seed in the consolidation final. As we do have Sankit bonking the start, which is going to knock him out of the round early. We're going to see how we go here as we do head into this uphill drift. We are going to have Avish bonking the corner, knocking himself out of there. Sankit able to keep more speed, move up into second. Instinct holding pretty clean lines as we do head into this uphill drift. Notorious for being able to go wide, but he does hit it quite cleanly. 1.3 seconds ahead of Sankit as he hits the grass quite smoothly. Getting even more lead over Sankit as he does go for that short. Oh, he bonks the corner. He was going for the short slide and he just nips the corner again. Sankit is able to get a bit more speed out of there. Will this be enough for Sankit to take that first place? We shall see as we do head into the... Oh no, Instinct! Instinct bonks the corner of the road prior to the identity, and it is going to be Sankit taking 10 points, moving up to 75, Avish at 78, and Instinct at 74. Interesting move from Sankit as he now moves himself into that second position. It's still anyone's game, and I think that's the beauty of what we're watching is anyone could get this seed, and right now, 4 points separating the three of them.
Oh my goodness gracious. What a place to crash at too, right? Too slow and way too inside, and you just nip that wall there instead of going straight on. Oh, that is sad for Instinct, but this is great for the content, isn't it? Now with only 25 points or less for all of these players to finish, it's gonna get really tight at the end here, and we could see possibly double or even triple finalist mode happening in the final round.
Keep in mind, with a double or a triple finalist, it is literally going to come down to the wire. Because if we have a double finalist and the third person wins, it's still a finalist mode. It's a more intense round, but these players know how close they are, especially when it's literally this close with the competition. 4 points in this final separate the three of them, and in the end, it's going to come down to who can win a couple of rounds on here and win that finalist mode. Avish might win 3 rounds in a row and get himself that seed. It could be Sanket who does it. It could be Instinct who does it. It could be a very balanced game and we move onto the final map. But we are on Electric, which is the... Actually, Electric... Apparently Electric's
No, everyone, if they do it perfectly, right, everyone would get finalists on the last and 4th round.
Yeah.
Possibly. If it's a very tipsy-turvy. And so that it'll depend on if anyone wins more than twice, right?
Yeah, I am curious to see, but Instinct bonks the wall, knocking him out of the round. Sanket keeping a better slide there. Avish right behind him as well. I'm going to take a quick break so I can cough.
All right, go ahead. Sanket in the lead currently. You've got yourself Avish just behind. I mean, just. He is behind by quite a bit. He'll take the slow way through. And that's really smart, honestly, as you're really far behind your opponent, but at the same time, you're really far ahead of 3rd place. So you want to keep it together here as Avish, currently keeping it together. And Sanket will win this round. He'll take the lead. And right now, Avish will just be slightly behind him, I think by 2 points. Instinct, though, will fall slightly behind.
Avish will be 1 point behind because he moves to 84 points. That is 1 point behind Sanket.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Sanket taking that number 1 spot right now. 1 point separating these two as we do move into the second round. We do have Avish there on the cam right now. Avish taking a smooth landing up as we do head into this downhill drift. Lead lines from both Sanket and Avish, as Avish does get the faster landing out of that, minimizing the time on the dirt. You want to make sure you get as much airtime as possible, but still get that straight landing. We head into the ice slide. Avish nearly kissing the wall, but smooth lines from him as we do head into the drift. That is notorious for being pretty difficult, but Sanket keeps a lot more speed on that one. As we do head into the grass section, we've got Avish right there trying to catch up on Sanket. 0.3 separating the two, downhill drift. As we do have, Sanket taking quite a wide line, trying to maximize as much speed as possible. Getting 0.8 over Avish. Avish nearly tapping the wall, but he's trying to get as much speed as possible, knowing what's on the line here. It's going to be the two of them on this section as we do have Avish dropping onto the plastic and hitting the wall of the road. That's going to knock him out of that running for the first. Sanket running away with that first place once again. Avish in that second. Avish knows it's make or break time. Avish, if he can get a win, moves to finalist. If Sanket gets even second place, he's in the finalist as well. We may have a double finalist moving into the final round of this map. This is exciting.
Yeah, this is rough, especially for Instinct. Instinct needs to win both of these next rounds, right? And if Sanket can get third place, sorry, in this round, and Instinct wins both of the rounds, right? We'll get ourselves triple finalist mode heading onto the last map.
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely intense.
Well, this is the last map, technically. This is the 5th pick, so we'd actually have to move into a tiebreaker as Avish slides out. But Instinct takes an interesting line straight across the snow, going cross country. Avish bonking the wall. Sanket able to get a bit more speed here, but will Sanket be able to overtake and make sure he doesn't have that 3rd place? Instinct keeping quite a clean line there as he is 1 second ahead of Avish, heading into that drop down, getting a clean drift, nearly hitting the inside wall, but Avish is going to be trying to keep as much speed as possible. Avish needs to get this win to move into finalists, but Instinct seems to be holding it pretty steady, and Instinct bonks out on the dirt. It does mean that Avish is going to bonk on the wall as well. Will this mean Sanket's able to overtake? Sanket's keeping a lot more speed in this section, and he bonks the wall! No, it doesn't mean Avish can run away with it. Avish, all you gotta do is get to the finish, my dude. Come on, Avish. We've got these two behind who are trying to catch up, but Avish moves into finalist mode as Sankit, if he can come in this second position, will also move into finalists, but he's in that third position. And it's going to be Instinct who takes out second position. Sankit is now 1 point away. All Avish has to do is win the next round, and Avish will move into that consolidation final, and that's what the chat is very excited for.
Yes, and now Instinct can't get himself finalist either on this round, right? So this would be very, very rough for him if he does, in fact, win this round. But now we need either Sankit or Instinct to win this round. Otherwise, Avish will be our winner here, and he'll go into the consolidation finals, whatever you want to call it, as Avish right now in last place as they head off of the ice here. It is still looking rough for him as I'm getting a massive lag spike. I can't keep up with it as Sankit keeps into the lead. Instinct, though, falls way behind, and he's on the ice still. Sankit, he needs to win this round, otherwise he won't have a chance at beating Avish, and will have double finalist mode if he does win this round here. Yeah, Avish is way, way far behind. He's 2 seconds behind. No bonk in the last jump there for Sankit either, so he'll be finalist as we head onto what will be our last map, which we will probably replay map number 1 again.
Maybe we'll have to see what happens with this one, because we have played all 20 rounds and we have double finalist, so we have to see what actually happens as we do move out of this map.
Okay, yeah, we go back to map number 1, it seems.
Okay, so we'll be hooked. So we do go back to the first map. We have seen Avish pull out a win on this map. Will he be able to pull it out again, or will Sankit provide the upset, sending Avish out of the competition early? Or, keep in mind, Instinct can still win 3 rounds in a row, and with 2 rounds move into a triple finalist, but we have to see how we go here, knowing that this map... yes, we should have a prediction. Let's get a prediction going, folks. Yes, who is going consolidation final? We got Sankit.
So here's the pros and cons to all of this. Sankit has momentum now, right? He's ever since Albatross finished, he's starting to really warm up. He finally won some rounds, right? Avish won 2 rounds while Albatross was still around, and so did Instinct, but Instinct won on this map twice. So that's the pros and cons to everyone here. Instinct could win 2 rounds again and bring us to a triple finalist mode situation, but that's the only way that would happen. And if Sankit or Vish, either of them, win a round on this map in the first 2 rounds, we will see one of them go and Instinct eliminated for sure. So, as we get on started here, ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, but not map number 6 in all terms and conditions, as we head onto round number 1, which could be the final round, as Instinct already not in the lead. It's Sankit who's in the lead. Instinct is behind, fighting with Avish as he goes through the non-triangle checkpoint, which caused him to be in 3rd place, getting a little bit of airtime as well as we head into the downhill ice, and Avish doing it quite well, but he'll get into the penalty, and now it's Instinct versus Sankit. It's going to be really close between the both of them. Instinct keeping it together better for the moment. He'll go slightly wider. Sankit will take that lead away then. Sankit right now in the lead, but it all comes down to the finishes. Oh, he's sideways, but so is Instinct. Sankit is slightly slower. Will it be Instinct? Will it be Sankit? Instinct goes for the risky, and he will win the round by just 50 milliseconds, and we keep on going. Sankit. Oh, Sankit. He choked that one, I would say. Just missing out on it. He did not want to go for the risky, and that cost him.
And Instinct, knowing that he has to full send, goes straight into the risky. 2 points away from finalists. All Instinct has to do is win, and he moves to a triple finalist. And that's the stuff we want to watch, as we have Instinct actually getting the lead off this section, getting onto the magnet quite smoothly as he does hit the grass, not losing his gear, opting to go wide, and there's a double bonk! Avish can climb forward, which means that Avish may have this as we do head into the plastic where he does keep it smooth and bonks to CP, but that's okay. Instinct is now overtaking as we do have Sankit right in the back. There is no chance for Sankit to catch up unless Avish bonks this as well. It's got to be Instinct running away with this. I think everyone's throwing because they want to see that triple finalist, but it is going to be
Oh no.
Instinct right there as we do have this drift. He does hit it cleanly, and it's going to be Avish now heading into that same drift. Still margin behind Instinct. Instinct should go for the safe finish, but at the same time, he knows what's on the line. He may go for the risky. He goes for the risky, hits it clean. Triple finalist action. That's what we want to see in the Indian Trackmania League.
It's a reset of the entire bracket. This is now the last round, ladies and gentlemen, as we will get on going very, very shortly. Oh my goodness.
Everything's on the line. Any one of them could win.
Stand up, ladies and gentlemen, because the final round is upon us here. Will it be Lord Avish? Will it be Instinct with an amazing comeback? Will it be Sankit at the final hour, who, let's be honest here, wasn't exactly looking too hot for the entire race? He could still take it, as that's a crash there out of Instinct. Oh no, could that comeback all be for naught, as Sankit does take a little bit of a clip. He's still in that fight for the first place, though, as Avish, not exactly a fiery horse off of the line, as he's now onto the ice section, doing it cleanly, but so is Sankit. He'll take a little bit of penalty snow, and Sankit will be slightly faster, as he'll be right on his truck, right behind him. And right now, it's all down to whether Avish or Sankit will take this one. Sankit slows down a little bit more, goes more inside, allows him more outside, which allows him more speed. Avish, can he keep up? No, Avish has crashed! Avish crashed behind him. Sankit will steal it in the 11th hour. And the player who was in third place for most of this race, for most of this final loser bracket run, will bring himself second place. And Avish had 3 chances, actually had 4 chances to win it out and go to the consolidation finals. Won't happen. Avish. Oh, Lord Avish, that is so sad. An Instinct bringing it back. He had won 2 rounds in a row and threw it all away in the first corner.
That was quite unfortunate for these guys, considering I'm not sure if we're supposed to be leaving server for a reset, but quite unfortunate for the for Lord Avish and Instinct, as they are knocked out of the tournament. We do have Instinct and Avish both getting the 7th and 8th prizes there. We do have the consolidation finals coming up in a moment. We will be able to see Ojas, Divyansh, Albatross, and Sankit competing for their spots in the grand final, which will be played later tonight, folks. So stick around, grab your popcorn, maybe go to the bathroom, do anything you need to right now, because we are about to get the consolidation finals underway. For now, let's talk about F1.
Oh boy. Ooh, Avish, you pulled a Mahavir. You had the lead, Mahavir. You had the lead. Oh man. Well, the Lord's spoken, and oh man. Well, Edamame is on break here. He's gone to go do some stuff. I can't give you guys the channel points. The channel points will be going your way. No worries, no worries. Who here has won? Ooh, a lot of people put on Sankit to win. Divyansh had the most amount of points on him, though. 3 voters voted for Sankit. Who voted for Avish? Marshall Baines. You put it yourself on Avish. Lost your points there, buddy. I'm sorry to see that. Who put it on Instinct? It was Kunal. Kunal believed in the comeback. Kunal had some hope after the first 2 rounds on Hook. Oh man, that is rough there to see. So, yep, you guys are gonna get your points or lose your points, depending on who you voted on. It was tight. That triple finalist mode. Oh my goodness, Dejan, you missed a lot. You missed a triple finalist mode round. Oh baby, you missed 2 double finalist mode rounds and a triple finalist mode round. Oh boy, Avish. Oh boy, you are. That's rough for you, my friend. You can come back in the next ITL though. That is, this is gonna fuel you, right? This is gonna be fuel for the future in the ITL here. I'm sure, right? You're not gonna just take this laying down. You're gonna be able to come back from this one.
Yeah, rather
Getting 7th,
unfortunate.
8th place is still good enough, though. Edamame, welcome back. A lot of players are crying about their channel points. They want their channel points.
Look, I will get their channel points to them. Congratulations to It actually taking it and getting his seed there. People get their points. Unfortunate for the people who voted for Lord of Ish. Lord of Ish, unfortunately, um, got got pretty screwed on the last round. Didn't have a good time, but hey. 2,400 points get to go to Divyansh, who played it smart and voted. But we are
Smart.
going to have our prediction um, uh, for it, but can't do a double outcome.
Hmm.
I have
Well,
an
yeah, you
idea.
can do a quadruple outcome prediction, right?
Well, no, you can only choose one outcome.
Right, but yeah, but have all 4 players and half the people. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, I see the problem. Because you can't choose 2 winners, right, from a prediction,
Yeah, no,
I think.
unfortunately not. We do have to. We do have to only vote for one, but I'm going to say who's going to the grand final first, and that's going to be our prediction there.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Who's gonna be our 1 seed, pretty much, or
Yeah.
3rd seed, I guess. 3rd
Uh,
seed.
yeah, third seed. We'll have a 5 minute on that one as well, folks. So put your votes in. Who is going to the finals first? Will it be Oja? Will it be? Will it be uh
Divyanch
Albatross?
better not pick someone else, right? He better not throw for channel points.
Oh, I mean, we shall see. Because if he's throwing for channel
Oh,
points, ugh, will he really?
uh,
Will he risk a spot in the grand final just to
for
make sure he doesn't
channel
get the channel points? I mean, I do
points.
appreciate the love of people, going for the channel points, but Divyansh, I'm pretty sure wants to fight for the higher prize pool rather than some channel points in some random stream. We do have our picks here as we do move into the pick bands. We have Waterpark pick from Sankit, Alba picking Dahlia, Divyansh picking Hook, Ojas picking Slip, and Sihai being picked by the random. So it does mean we lose Dahlia and Electric at the start. Interesting choices because we have Hook and Slip. Both of the maps that, Dahlia got knocked out one week, Slip got knocked out the other. Sorry, Hook got knocked out. I don't even remember. Basically, we had a couple of knockouts. We are now going into this knowing that we have Faisal, Hook, Seahigh, Slip, and Waterpark as these players get to fight for their spots in the grand final, getting in a moment.
So I'm looking at all the players, right? Divyansh, ooh, very very solid player,
Oh,
but I think I don't know. Ojaz just, as long as his computer, right, doesn't crash 3 times, I think he'll be fine, right? He's
yeah.
shown he's got the speed. Divyansh has shown that he has the consistency. That's really what it comes down to, and I think Ojaz is slightly more consistent than someone like Albatross, who crash a lot more often. And he showed us that he did crash very often, even in the lower bracket. So it'll show us here what will happen, and I think that Ojaz will take it because of that.
Yeah, I was wrong. Sorry. Dahlia is being played Faisal. Interesting that Faisal's been knocked out again. I think the server's restarting. I don't know what's going on with that one, but we do have our maps here as we transition back. I think. Uh, just leave. Just a shame we didn't go in. We'll know in a moment. Um, we will just wait and see what is happening. Um, but basically, it's going to be an interesting fight. We've got Divyansh and Albatross, who we saw a very close duo with yesterday. We've got Ojas there, who did get a 3-0 over Sankit. And then we do have Sankit coming back, trying to get his revenge, as we do have this. Got a minute wait because we're just waiting on the service to be fixed. Very exciting stuff, folks. Now is a great time to mention, go and grab some water. Water is good. We like water.
Wooter,
Water.
Woota.
We like our water. Hydration is
Oh,
key, folks. I
it
did
is.
posture
Mhm.
check for the people who did put posture check in chat. I did posture check myself. Um, but yes, we do encourage hydration and we do encourage taking care of your body by getting good posture. That's all.
You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Take care of yourself. That's all it is.
Taking care of yourself can do a lot of good for you, right? Honestly,
Hmm.
it's really nice to take care of yourself whenever you can. Take care of your needs, take care of your I mean, anything, right?
Hmm. Everything and anything.
As long as you can and as long as it's illegal.
Wait, legal or illegal?
As Did I say illegal by accident?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
sure I
believe
said
you said. I believe you said illegal. We do love legality here. Please stick to legal. Ojas, yes, we do have the mental health tag as we are a mental health positive community.
that's right,
Um,
yes.
we have a timeout request from Avish to timeout Senor Instinct. So unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to Instinct in 10 minutes. Where are you, Instinct? Where are you, Instinct? Instinct, better not type in chat.
Betrayed.
Betrayed.
Absolutely betrayal.
I'm trying to find Instinct and not seeing him, unfortunately.
Uh, how can you do such a thing to the person who allowed you four chances at the bullet, right? Four chances to win. Ugh,
Yeah,
the absolute betrayal, the backstab, oh, I never saw that coming. Top
it's
10 anime betrayals.
top 10 anime betrayals. I didn't listen to animal betrayals, but that has been redeemed. Sorry, Instinct. We will see you in 10 minutes. That was a good use of Avisha's points. We do love the memes in here, and especially memeing like that is just good fun, especially when he's just been knocked out. Just rub salt in the wound, you know.
It's funny.
Hilarious.
It is funny, but at the exact same time, it's also extremely sad to
Very
see. It is the sad. I'm not gonna lie.
big sad. It
It's
is
a big
ready, so
sad.
we will go live in just a moment with it. I'm just waiting for the server, just waiting for my connection to the server. Sorry, but we're just joining now. We should be in a few moments. We'll be able to see the consolidation finals get underway. Um,
And this for top four, right? This is for the grand final.
this is going into the top four. Where is my joining game? Game, you in? Game? Game is doing game stuff, folks. We do love the game not being able to connect me to this server, as I cannot cancel. We haven't frozen. I do see the animations. I don't know why I'm not joining. Maybe I am joining. Who knows? And we didn't go.
Maybe
Cool.
you're in, but you're like Schrodinger's cat. You're in, but you're not.
I'm
Right? You
Schrodinger's spectator. I'm watching and I'm also
Schrodinger's.
not watching. Dear. We are loading in now as we do transition in. Watching Waterpark to begin with, as these players will be fighting for their spot in the grand final. We do have Ojas, we've got Sankit, we've got Divyansh, we have Senor Albatross. We are going to have quite an interest there. I'm curious. I'm wondering, who do you think is going to be getting that top seed first of all?
Well, I think it's gonna be Ojaz, but then afterwards it's a bloodbath. It will be an absolute bloodbath between Divyansh and Albatross and Sankit. I don't know if Sankit will really be in that fight, but I hope he will be. But Albatross showed off how much speed he had over Sankit in the last match, and with how the match between Divyansh and Albatross went. Oh man, if you're voting for Sankit here, it's either a troll pick or or Sankit will just find another gear somehow, right? He's been only using 1% of his power, right? And now he's gonna go into Super Saiyan.
Oh, of course. That's the stuff we want to see. We want to see, like, Sankit pull it out of the bag and take that spot in the grand finals. My money is going to be on Albatross once again, knowing that my pick from last time didn't go as well. But I do believe Albatross, with his consistency today, just playing Waterpark as well, Going to be Ojas and Albatross. That's going to be my picks for the two. Ojas definitely getting that top seed.
All right, so I gotta go Ojas and Divyash then, right? It's gonna be a rematch once again.
Oh, you want Divianch to get it. I'm hoping he does, but at the same time, we have to see how we go as we do head into one of the more difficult maps, Water Park. We are restarting as we do go into that minute warm up on Water Park once again. Stunning map. I just noticed that ITL is spelt out with the waterfall blocks and like the river blocks. You have a look in the center of the map.
Wait, you never noticed that?
I never noticed that.
Huh.
Observe it.
Rehan, you did a really good job about that. I noticed that. I thought you did as well. The map's really nicely done, though. A lot of Rehan's maps are, to be fair, right?
Yeah, indeed.
He's really great at what he does when it comes to the scenery and the decorations are all around. But comes to the driving, I mean, the drivers themselves can do the talking there.
Oh, 100%. Rayhan stating that it's the only good part of the map. That is not true. Everybody loves the ending because there are two finishes. And everyone loves multiple finishes because it gives you more than one chance to actually finish the map instead of just bonking it. On the front of that as well, with mapping, Rayhan, I do have the start of a new map already ready to go. Looking at some of these maps, I understand the kind of thing you're going for, and I will leak the name idea I have. That may be the name of the map, may not be the name of the map, but we are looking at the name Chainlink for the first map that I am building. I may build a couple. If you want me to build a couple, I can build a couple. Let's actually go for the first map though. But we do have the start of that map built. Quantum has seen it, and in his words, absolute garbage.
I mean, so far there's no decoration, right? You're still building out the layout. So for the moment, you're still creating the racing line, right? Because that's what you got to create first. You cannot create the decoration before you create the layout. So that's what you're on about right now. That's fine. You're at a different part of the creation process.
This is true, and while we talk about racing lines, we do get into round one with Divianch going straight off the start, able to keep a much cleaner line. You could just swap it into the grand finals. Yes, let me quickly stop spectating, go and build that map on stream so we can sub it into the grand finals last second.
Yes.
This will be an interesting grand final if we do have that, but we do have Divianch quite comfortably in the lead with Albatross in second, the two that we were talking about. Ojas in third place there, also fighting for that spot, getting a smooth line onto the bobsled. Both of them keeping really close. Albatross swinging. He does miss the water ever so slightly, but he does bonk. He does bonk the hill, and that means Ojas can go into that second position. Divianch holding it in a quite comfortable line there as he does head into the drop down. Will he be able to get that straight finish? And he does. Divianch is going to be taking round one, as we do have Ojas coming in that second position. Albatross unable to recover, moving into third, and we do have Sankit in the back trying to get some points on the board in position. Quite a good start for Divianch, moving up into the lead early on. Obviously round one, but still a good move.
Yeah, still a very, very good move, in fact, as Divianch, I mean, yes sir, but over Ojas as well, right? Which is very nice to see.
Quite a good thing to see, especially knowing that this map is rather difficult. Ojas is still the one to watch heading forward, but Divianch is showing his dominance on this map. Comfortably in first place, right? No, in third place, it's Ojas in first, Albatross in first. I can't even get my words out because, okay, Ojas bonked. Divianch is currently in that second position, taking a weaker line through the dirt. Does mean Albatross is able to run away with the lead right now, as he does land smoothly into the bobsled, and he wiggles. Will he miss the water? He taps the water and gets the frozen tires. Divianch can jump forward with a comfortable line there. Thank it in that second position. Ojas going wide as well. It does mean that Divianch may be able to get a second win on the board for this one, as he does drop down into the checkpoint. Will he get this straight finish? He wiggles a bit and manages to get through with a 50.4. Albatross in that second position. Thank it. Bonking the wall. And it does mean that it's going to come down to Sankit and Ojas. Sankit able to keep just a bit more speed over Ojas. 0.2 separating those two as Divianch takes another.
Oh man, these players, really, really rough for them. Divianch, though, is showing off that Hey, consistency is key, and he is extremely consistent at the moment. That is such a good round out of him, as Ojaz starting off a little bit rough, but he'll still be in second place, as ahead of him is Sankit, who's all over the place. He was left to right, weaving all over the track. A good start leads to a crash that leads him to last place. A little bit too much speed maybe, as Ojaz goes sideways, and he'll lose a lot of speed as we head onto the bobsleigh now, as that's between Divyansh and Albatross. Albatross just slightly behind. Of course, he is the slightly faster player when we've seen him play between these two, but right now Divyansh seems to be relatively fast on this map as he fails the uproot, but oh no, Albatross going too wide, needed to slow down, and so he'll lose out to Divyansh, who also gets a 50.6, as Sankit had a chance to finish right away. Will bonk the pole, will get himself 4th place. He was never going to get 3rd, as Ojaz was only a second behind Albatross, but still, that would have been nice to do it without bonking.
Rather unfortunate to see a bonk at the end, but Divyansh may be able to get the fourth sweep. We will just have to see as we do get started with the next round. Sankit getting quite a strong line there, losing a little bit of time by not getting the ground traction, but getting a cleaner bonk. Albatross is right next to him. Albatross keeping a cleaner line through the loop-to-loop. There's going to be Sankit, who's not getting the drift, and unfortunately he bonks out as we move forward to Albatross fighting for that first position right now. We've got Divyansh right there, only 52 milliseconds separating the two, as Divyansh is able to keep a bit more speed out of that. 72 milliseconds separating these two. Will Albatross cause the upset and ruin the 40-point sweep, as both of them get a clean line through the bobsled? Going to come down to this drift here, and it's going to be Divyansh taking a little bit of airtime as Albatross is able to get a flatter line out of there. Divyansh slowing down, going into the ice. Will he be able to get more speed out of it? Albatross just has to make this cleanly, and he makes it through the poles, and he's going to ruin the perfect sweep. Divyansh still getting 36 points. Albatross getting 26. Sankit getting 11 points, and Ojaz getting 16 points.
All right. This is really good for Divyansh and really bad for Ojaz, all things considered, right? Ojaz, 16 points. He is 20 points behind Divyansh and 10 behind Albatross. Two players very, very capable of winning rounds. So this map, not his favorite. Dahlia up next now, as this might be where Ojaz can come in and not sweep, right? I don't think he'll take the 40 points necessarily, but at least getting 30 would be absolutely crucial, I think.
I think 30 points is going to be crucial, especially getting multiple 30s. If Divyansh can pull out another 36 here, he's comfortably got himself the highest seed heading into the grand finals, but we still have the grand finals to play, and that's got to be the stuff to watch. We've got all the players who will be competing on a higher points total and fighting for their chance to win the ITL as everyone's warming up on Dahlia. We're going to be seeing Ojaz keeping some clean lines, getting a little bit of a wiggle, showing off some skills, if I don't say so myself, as we do have both of them, Divyansh and Ojaz. Ojaz was the one to watch, but Albatross is currently 10 points ahead, moving into this map. I'm interested to see how this map goes.
I'm interested as well, because I'm kind of, how can I say that? I'm a little, anxiety-filled? How would I say that?
Anxious?
Anxious, there you go. I'm French, don't mind me. I'm just slightly anxious to see what these players will do on this map, because I'm scared for Ojaz. I'm scared for my channel points.
You scared me your shadow points? Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Ojaz. As I said I would.
Unfortunately, I can't put my votes in, but we do have round 1, I believe. There's no timer. So we are in round 1, as we do have Ojaz going a bit wider, keeping more speed, but Albatross is right there as well. We got Divyansh right there in the 3rd position. Sankit bonking on the CP, and it does mean that he's going to be knocked out of the round. Albatross bonking the wall as well. Divyansh bonk. Everyone's bonking. It's not a good run for everyone, but Albatross is able to keep more speed over Divyansh there. Ojaz just running away with the lead. It's going to come down to this ending, whether or not Divyansh... Albatross is bonking the wall. Once again, Divianch is able to climb into that second position, still behind Ojas right there. Ojas is able to keep it clean, jump down through the CP, get himself that first place. Divianch in second, Albatross in third, and Stankit is coming back. He is still going to get the finish and get himself fourth place. That was just
Alright.
Bonk City right there.
That was. Ojaz missed a lot of action back there, right? It's sad that you don't have a rear view mirror to be able to see what's happening back there, but Ojaz having the lead at that point makes him a very happy man, seeing that everyone behind him has crashed. And so he was able to just take it home very, very casually as we head on to round number 2 now, where at the current moment, Ojaz in the lead with Divianch and Albatross behind Sankit, making a very big mistake, finding himself over a second behind, as he's going to try and catch it back up to anyone who crashes behind, or ahead, I should say, as Sankit losing more and more time. He's losing touch with the players who are ahead of him. And right now, Ojaz still in the lead, but being fought on by Albatross. Divianch is in third place as well, as Sankit keeps on fighting in that fourth position, trying to keep it together here. He hasn't crashed since, but no one else has either. And so Ojaz, Divianch, and Albatross. Albatross seeming to have lost half a second-ish from where he was. Maybe he did make a small crash or just a small error to allow Divianch back through. And now it is Divianch keeping his lead quite big to Albatross, which is good for my prediction. But it's bad for Albatross and good for Ojaz as well, because he just finally caught up to him and is now ahead of Albatross. But Albatross now will take the lead as there is a big crash for, was that Ojaz? It was Ojaz. Ooh. Are you still out of there? Or
yeah, I am.
Okay.
I think that was Ojaz. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out who it was, because Divianch also bulked as well, so unfortunately it does mean that he's out of the round. And it's going to be Albatross who could just run away with that lead. I don't know what happened with that one, but we do have Divianch in that second place. Sankit currently dueling with Ojaz. Ojaz gets a cleaner line. Ojaz is keeping more speed. Ojaz might be able to overtake on this grass if he can keep a better line. But it appears that Divianch might have this here, as long as he can hit this finish. It's going to be Albatross taking first, Divianch second, Ojaz third, and Sankit bonking the finish. Oh, Sankit just drive in. Sankit get in that fourth position. Yeah. It was Ojaz. I wasn't sure. I was trying to look at it and figure out who it was.
Yeah, that's a bit rough, but he's still on pace for those 30 points, right? He won 2 rounds so far, and so he's at 24 points. He would need to get second place in this round to get 30 points. So far, so good for Ojaz, I would say, on this map. He's really brought it back. And as long as Divianch is not the one, I think Ojaz is very happy. At the moment, though, Sankit not exactly in that fight. He is already half the points of Ojaz, who is in third place. Albatross in second. Divianch still in first by over 10 points on Albatross, as right now Albatross in the lead. Divianch is in second. Ojaz is in third, as he's going to try and catch back up to the other 2 drivers. But we're now on to the section of track that's very hard to overtake on, as Albatross will keep his lead. Ojaz will have more speed than Divianch, but he'll take some more penalty, and now he'll lose that advantage that he took away in the first place. So Albatross gets a 48.8. Very beautiful time there out of Albatross. No way for Divianch to really catch back up when he's on that kind of pace. Ojaz will get third after taking too much penalty grass.
Rather unfortunate for Ojaz, knowing that he's just lost 10 points, but this might be the upset we're looking for. Ojaz may not get that first seed. Currently, Albatross, I believe, is in... No, Divianch is in the lead on 60. Albatross at 54. Ojaz in 44. Sankit on 23. It's still a chance for Divianch and Albatross to be those grand finalists if Ojaz cannot claw this back. But we do head into Hook, the map notorious for the icy downhill. This map... We've seen a couple of slide outs. We've seen a couple of penalty snows. We'll have to see how these players go as we do head into the warm-up.
Now, this is where Ojaz might come back here, right? This is a map where a lot of players are just not comfortable to play on, right? It is very, very hard to nail that downhill ice, but it's not the only part of the map that's hard whatsoever, right? There's this triangle here where there's a lot of clips that you can make. There are 3 different ones right after the checkpoint, or one just before, 2 right after, where you could just clip off the side of the road, right? There's a lot of places on the road. As the heck is that?
The countdown timer, because we did have a disconnection from Albatross, his internet died, so we will be pausing for the period. If he does not come back in this 12,000 second timer, which I got to do the math on this quickly. 12,000 seconds, there's 60 seconds in a minute.
3 hours.
3 hours, there we go. 3-hour timer, so if he doesn't come back in the next 3 hours, it's safe to assume that he's out. But we are going into that pause where he's has his chance to reconnect, and we are just pausing. Everyone pausing. Alright.
Actually, it's more. Well, it's not 4 hours, but it's not. It's more than 3, less than 4. I know that much.
Who is that driving? Wait, not you driving. Nah, he's just practicing on the
That's
map.
Divianj.
Divianj is getting all the practice in as he can. Unfortunate that we did have another disconnection, but hey, we get to watch Divianj take some smooth lines on this map. So turns out they can finish, so Divianj is just being them. Why no names on when casting? There we go. Names are on.
Oh, it's Ojas. My bad.
It is Ojas. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe I was pressing tab and accidentally comped it. No, normally we do have the
it's
names
been off the entire time, but to be fair, we never really needed them.
Yeah, usually
because the car skins were all different except for Ojas and Divianj.
Yeah, at the same time, we do have the names down the bottom as well.
Albatross is back.
We do have Albatross back. We will be heading out of the pause. But we do usually have the names on the bottom of the screen so you know exactly who you're watching. Right now, because we're in a pause, it's doing a different overlay, but the pause is speeding up. Everyone's rushing through. Albatross.
Oh god, they're fake seconds.
Yes. Hurry. Ojas going for the style points. Do a 360, Ojas. Do a 360. Do a 360. Oh, he's not doing 360.
Place. Oh, okay. That might be a different kind of finish you can do, right? You land on top of the block. Well, let's see if he'll go for a sank it. Not off the line. Sank it. We are live. Sank it. Sank it.
Sank it asleep?
There we go.
There we go.
That might be a DNF though, because he might not finish within the 15-second timer.
We'll have to see. Maybe he went to pee. Maybe he went to grab some water. He does type because he knows he's at the back. But we do have Divianj and Ojas, the two that we're hoping will be taking the top spots as they are driving through. Ojas needs to get as many points as possible on this map. We've seen him pull out some good results on this map previously. Heading into that uphill drift, keeping a lot more speed, going for the early drift to try and get a better line out of it. Divianj actually getting a worse line on the dirt. I thought he was going to have a better line, but it is going to be a smoother landing from Divianj as he does overtake Ojas. Heading into the risky finish. Ojas going for the style points, hitting the flag. Albatross in third. Sank it, DNFing. I don't know what happened with that one, but unfortunate. Divianj moving up to 70 points. 3 more wins, and he moves his way into the finalist spot.
Was that faster? The
No.
whole bump?
No, definitely.
It
You lost all your
looked
speed.
slightly faster. Because that pole is made of plastic, right? So you're gonna bounce off really, really hard off of it, like any plastic wall you would bunk off of, right?
I thought it was just a metal pole because it's always eaten my speed whenever I've run into it.
Okay.
But
No,
regardless,
because it looked like he kept all his speed. Anyway.
no, he had the speed going into it, and the way he hit his car meant he spun around the pole. He didn't actually get a bonk off the pole at speed. It was faster for the direct finish. But we do have Ojas currently in the lead. Thank it. Getting through that ice slide with less speed, meaning Divianj will actually move to second place. With this move, Sankit going a bit wide on that one. Albatross in the back, able to overtake Sankit on this corner. As we do have Ojas comfortably in the lead there. Divianj in second as we do watch him going into this uphill drift. Will he? Ojas! Divianj! Sankit wins the round! Sankit wins the round. Ojas and Divianj both throwing, meaning Albatross actually moves into seconds.
Sankit's so confused.
Sankit's like, what the hell? What the hell's going on here? Divianj unfortunately moving to 73 points. Still got to get 3 wins. Doesn't make much of a difference. but we are heading into this third round where everyone is off the blocks, including Sankit, who is finished grabbing his drink of water. Divyansh actually having his soul speed. Ojas bonking out, and it does mean that Ojas will be wiped out of the round, but Divyansh and Albatross are drilling it. Albatross gets a bit of a bonk, meaning Divyansh can make a power play here. Going into the plastic, he's getting the smoother line on the uphill. He's taking a little bit of airtime, but able to get that slide in as we do head into the downhill ice slide, the bane of every player, which is smooth on there as well. We've got Sankit in the back at third. We've got Ojas clawing his way back and forth. Will Albatross be able to overtake Divyansh, or will it be too little too drift here? Albatross taking it close, and he takes the CP, eats it for breakfast, spits it out for lunch, and that is him out of the round. And he bonks on the downhill. Sankit getting a lot more speed out of that one. Sankit proving his dominance on this map. Going into the finish, getting second place. Ojas just behind Albatross in third.
And this is terrible for Ojaz as well, right? Who can't even pass Albatross despite all the crashes that he did. Ojaz, this was the map where he was supposed to come back because of all the crashes that happened with other players. He's the one crashing. He's not the one who's able to clutch it out. He's in third place right now and behind by quite a large margin as well, which is so detrimental for his fight here because Divyansh is, well, 2 to 3 rounds away from finalist mode.
Yeah, it's gone from crashing his laptop to crashing in the game. At least the crashes in game are justifiable. You head into this downhill ice slide. Divyansh actually getting a much cleaner line out of these. But Ojas is right there as well, fighting for that top spot. Albatross is right behind as well. We've got a three-way right now. But Albatross trying to overtake Ojas, going a little bit flatter on the platform. Able to get the better line. Getting the drift into the dirt. Wow. Making a power play, but Divyansh is able to keep a lot more speed out of there. Albatross getting the downhill bomb. Gonna lose a lot of speed. Ojas is overtaking him last second. And it's gonna be Divyansh taking the win with Ojas and Albatross right there. 20 milliseconds separating Ojas and Albatross. That was a close fight, as we do have Divyansh 1 win away from entering finalist mode.
Yeah, and just 2 rounds away now, unless he gets fourth twice in a row. So 3 rounds away at maximum before he gets finalist mode. And that is going to loom over all the players here because Divyansh is good enough to get himself into finalist very, very easily here and then win a round. So this is where we get into a situation where Albatross is behind by 21 points. You got Ojas behind by 30, right? How do you come back here if you're Ojas? You have to win all 4 rounds, right? And if you're Albatross, you need to get second every single round if Ojas gets every single round here. Because then you'd both be, well, Ojas would be finalist and Albatross would be very, very close to it. Is there a way that they could go both get finalists? I don't think so.
The only way that it would be possible is if if Divi DNFs 1 round and then gets 2 threes, and Albatross wins 3 times in a row. That's the only way we'd have a double finalist. And at that point, we're looking at our top 2 being Albatross and Divyansh. But at the same time, realistically, they're not going to double DNF. It's not too hard of a map. Like, it is difficult, don't get me wrong. It is a difficult map, well-designed map. But at the same time, it's not difficult enough that you're going to be DNFing unless you're going for the troll. And judging from the stakes that are at hand, there's no trolling.
No, not whatsoever. So I'm going to say this, right? Divyansh has a really good chance here, but Albatross and Ojas have something to say about it. Round number 1 of map number 4 underway as Sankit into the wall off of the start here. He'll throw away any chance of winning this round here right off of the starting blocks as Ojas fights with Divyansh as he finds himself currently in the lead. Divyansh finding himself in second. It's relatively close, but Ojas will have a much better line. And so, who was up there in the air?
was that Albatross?
Did he turn into the Albatross? Did he turn into his namesake?
Albatross took flight and discovered the top of the map with the railings. It is going to be Ojas and Divyansh currently drilling it out in the first and second positions. Both of them getting the wiggles. Here's Ojas slightly in the lead, but it comes down to how they handle this drift. And Divyansh is going to take the earlier drift. Losing a little bit of speed, but trying to keep as much speed on the grass as possible. Going a little bit wider. It is Ojas going to be getting the better line into the risky finish, getting himself that win. Divyansh in second. 1 point away. All he has to do is finish, and he's in finalist. Ojas clawing his way back up with Albatross there in the 3rd position. Sankit, where did Sankit go? I think Sankit, what happened? Albatross getting those 4 points, moving to 76 points. So close right here. Ojas and Albatross, only 3 points separating them. As Divianch, all he has to do is just finish, and he does get his finalist mode. And all he has to do is win 1 match, and suddenly he's in the grand final as we get started with round 2.
Now, he does want to win this round, right? At the end of the day, you do want to win, even though you're only 1 point away from finalist mode, because you want to steal away as many points as possible from the other players. So, Divniash right now, after Albatross's crash there, he absolutely wants to keep the 2nd place at minimum, right? He obviously would want to win and stop Ojas from getting those 10 points and catching up to him as much as possible. But Divniash getting 6 points would still be better than him getting 4 or 3, which would allow Albatross to catch back up as well. So right now, him getting 2nd place is looking good. Was looking good. Albatross in that fight here, and he's gonna get 2nd place. Divniash throwing it away in that drift. I mean, he just had too much speed into that drift. He drifted too late.
I would say that's what happened there, but it is going to be Ojas actually overtaking Albatross there as Divianch heads into finalist mode. 1 point separating Ojas and Albatross. Divianch, all he has to do is upset Ojas and get himself that win, and he is in the grand finals. It is quite a close match there, and Divianch knows what's on the line, knowing that if he can't win a round on this map, he has to fight it out in the 2nd map. Potentially a double finalist if he can't get this win. But Ojas currently proving his dominance on this map. Divianch bonking the wall, losing his speed, going early on the ice. Ojas bonking out as well. It's going to be Albatross and Sankit currently dueling it out for that top position. Albatross keeping a better line there. Going to the drift. Sankit bonking as well. Albatross, if he can get this finish cleanly, he's going to get those 10 points. Move up to 92 points. 8 points away from that spot that he's looking for. Divianch is too far behind. Albatross just has to make the ending cleanly as he heads through this drift, keeping a lot of speed there. Getting onto the grass, making sure he doesn't take any airtime. Hits the booster, goes through, upsets. No, he hits the finish! He hits the finish ring! Divianch is through to the grand finals because Albatross missed the finish. Divianch providing the upset for Albatross. Congratulations, Divianch. Welcome to the grand finals. What happened, Albatross? You just... that was close. GG's to Divianch.
Oh my goodness, that is so close, and this stays a 1-point game between Albatross and Ojas. Sankit sadly being a non-factor. Who voted for Divniash? One person did. It was Iridium. Iridium's gonna get 3,000 channel points.
Yeah,
after betting 142.
He gets a lot of channel points. That is quite good.
All of them.
Yes, 2.8k goes to Iridium for quite a good pick. Congratulations to Divianch. Welcome to the grand finals, as we do have Albatross and Ojas. Still 1 point separating them. They're both going to be fighting for that win right now. We do have Ojas right behind Albatross. Albatross keeping quite a lot of speed as he does head out of the water into the dirt uphill. Both of them getting quite clean wiggles. Heading into the drop down, and Albatross getting that clean drift as he heads onto the grass. It's still a margin separating them. 0.3 separating them. Albatross getting that clean booster, and both of them going through into the finish with 0.2 separating them. Albatross now 1 round away from entering finalist mode. Could this be the Ojas upset?
It could, because Ojas needs to win this round, right? Because he's going to be on 93. He's not going to be on 94.
Oh, yeah. He needs to win the next round to make sure he goes into finalist as well. It will, if Ojas wins the next round on the next map on Sea High, if he wins this, he goes into a double finalist, and we have yet another finalist showdown to get the spot in the finals.
So, how many people would bet on Sankit right now to win?
Let's see. Prediction. Start prediction. Who is second final? We're going to do this. We're going to have a bit of silence for the moment, folks. Moment of silence for Lord of Vish, who was knocked out. Okay, that's enough silence for that one. We're going to get
All right.
started with this next round as we do have the next prediction going up in just a moment. We're going to have a 1 minute submission. We'll go 2 minutes just because I'm nice. 2 minute submission for this one. We do have the second finalist spot, which could be Albatross, could be Ojas. If Ojas can provide the upset, he may still hold his third seed and get fourth place in the finals, which sounds weird, but it makes sense. Or will Albatross actually do the upset and take Ojas out after being such a high seed in the rounds, as we do have C high?
Oh man, imagine Ojaz being knocked out here. That would be intense. Divnyash already beating out Ojaz, I think, is a big W for him. Not something that we expected that much because of how strong Ojaz has been. But now that we're on this map here, now that we're on C high, let's see it. Albatross ahead by 5 points. No matter what he does, he will get the finalist mode. But that's Ojaz clipping right off of the start here, and that's going to be so rough for his stake here, as Sankit will hit into the wall. No matter what, Ojaz will at least get second at this point, as ooh, he rubs up against the wall as well. He's not going to get the same speed as Albatross. Albatross just going to start running away with this one. He's going to be over a second ahead of Ojaz. There's really no way that Ojaz can come back. He flies off. This is over. Albatross is going to get finalist mode here. Or Albatross is gonna get finalist mode here.
He's going to get finalists regardless, even coming second place.
I know.
But we do have Sankit here, actually taking the... he was taking the lead, but he bonked, and that is going to be Albatross getting the 10 points, moving himself into finalist. And he has to win a round for Ojas to not have a chance of the finals. If Ojas can take out first place, or even Sankit taking first place, it means that we're going to a double finalist, as we do have Albatross entering finalist mode. Will this be the upset that we are looking for, folks?
As long as Albatross doesn't win, that's all that matters to either here, as Ojaz crashes the start again. He'll be slower off the line. He's behind by 4/10. This is such a detrimental way to start us off here for what could be the final round.
We'll have to see, because that's a very clean dirt line by Ojas. He knows he's got to push. He knows that this is the only way that he will be able to hold his spot and potentially go to the grand finals. As Albatross takes a bumpy landing, Ojas getting the cleaner drift up, trying to catch as much speed as possible. Heading into that stripe CP, he's making sure he's trying to keep as much speed. Albatross getting the flatter landing out of that. Ojas is going to be trying to get as much speed as possible. Goes a little bit wide, hits the penalty grass, and he loses it. Albatross can run away with it, providing the upset. And it's going to be Albatross moving into the grand finals, upsetting Ojas, the number 3 seed, as Sankit and Ojas get knocked out. GG's to Divyansh and Albatross as they move forward to the grand finals, as Ojas finally gets his finalist mode. Unfortunate stakes, but hey, it's Trackmania. We're going to back out, as we do have to wait for the new server to go up. What an upset.
I love Trackmania Esports. I love Trackmania Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, what an upset there against Ojaz. I mean, I wanted to see more Divnyash versus Albatross. We're going to see it for a third time.
Oh, we get to see it for a third time, but at the same time, we are bringing in the Kings who have shown their dominance throughout the entire season. Kunal and Neil. Both of them really good players. Kunal even being a top 1K player himself. This is the stuff we're going to be seeing, as we are going to be heading into the grand finals in a moment. So stick around, folks. Remember, grab yourself some water. Maybe go to the bathroom if you need to. Other than that, kick back and relax, as we're going to get started with the grand finals coming soon. So we do get started with round 1 of the grand finals here on Dahlia. We're going to be spectating Divyansh to start with, as all of them get quite a clean start, basically on top of each other. Kunal jumping down early, losing a bit of speed on that one. Still able to get through the drift. Oh, I nearly tricked on that. We've got Albatross there, actually overtaking Neil on this first corner. But Neil is able to keep a lot more speed out of it. And Kunal trying to fight for that third position, but Divyansh is holding steady. As they do head into this dirt uphill, Albatross keeping a lot more speed there. Albatross and Divyansh are 2 to watch. Kunal keeping more speed. Divyansh losing a lot of speed, going down to that 4th position. We do have Neil currently in 1st, Albatross 2nd, Kunal 3rd, as all of them fight for that top spot as Neil is just running away with the lead right now. Albatross currently hitting that drift and keeping speed there. Divianch actually overtaking Kunal. No, wait. No, there's Kunal. Neil still running away with the lead, able to get himself first place. And we have Albatross and Kunal very close, 0.1 separating the two with Divianch in that fourth position.
All right, nice round there for Neil, who really keeps it together here. 48.2 is the fastest time that we've seen on Dahlia so far. So, yeah, Divianch questioning the pace. They said NT, I do believe, to Albatross when he got a 48.8, right? And this was a 48.2 out of Neil. So at this point, they might be questioning, this is Neil's true pace. This might be rough, right? And so at this point in time, Neil taking that lead over Kunal is just a really nice thing to have in your back pocket for Neil. Albatross will try and keep up with the pace here. Divianch finding himself a little bit far behind, but he's only 1 second behind. That if there's any mistakes out of any of these players, he will be there to capitalize, as Neil has taken the lead from Albatross, but he's still there in that fight, who wants to take it. It's going to be really close up ahead, and it's going to be Neil just by less than 100 milliseconds. Kunal will get third despite only getting a 49.1. That's a really good time by Kunal, and he still gets third.
This is a good final to watch, especially seeing the players so close together. We've got Kunal currently in third. Albatross might be able to get that second place. Divianch failing the start, unfortunately, knocking him out early, 0.8 behind on the first checkpoint. As Albatross is keeping a lot of speed here. Neil with the smooth lines, smooth like butter, as we like to say. As we do have Albatross actually overtaking, going a little bit wider on the dirt to try and keep as much speed as possible. Hitting the drift, nearly hitting the wall, but he is going to keep a lot of speed, and he does bonk the wall. It's going to knock him out. It does mean Divianch is able to keep a lot more speed and move into that second spot. Neil currently holding that first position right there, as we do have Neil on this drift. Only 1.1 ahead of Kunal. Kunal currently fighting for that spot right now, as we do have Neil right there. Still in first place, holding steady. No drops there. Into the finish, getting himself that comfy win with Kunal in second. Divianch actually taking third. Albatross, unfortunately, ending up in fourth. That's going to extend Neil's lead big time.
Yeah, and this pace out of both Neil and Kunal really pushed Albatross to get second in that second round, but man, that pace is so unreal. Albatross has only done a 48 twice, right? And that's after playing in 3 straight rounds of action here on the same map over and over again. And Albatross, I mean, that's a lot of chances to get 48s. Neil is just doing them effortlessly, and they're not like high 48s, they're low to mid 48s. And so that's really what's rough for these players who are trying to keep up with Neil. By the way, Neil, just look this up because I didn't see the 300 next to his name. He apparently switched from Team 300 to Wumbo a week ago, and I missed that somehow. So he's now on Team Wumbo. He's no longer on Team 300. Sad. Actually, fun fact, Team 300 is how I started my casting career with Trackmania, as Neil will win the round. Albatross crashes the finish. Crashes the last checkpoint, I should say, allowing Divianch to get second as Neil gets a 48.1. Albatross not happy with how fast Neil is on this map, and Albatross, despite picking it, will only be second position and not too far ahead of both Kunal and Divianch.
Yeah, quite an interesting start for Neil, getting himself 40 points quite comfortably out of the start. There is a margin between Albatross, Kunal, and Divianch, but between those guys, 3 points. It's still anyone's game down in the bottom, but Neil is just running away with it at the start. It's interesting you mentioned the fact that he did transfer from 300, because I did notice that he was playing with a W tag during the winners final, so I am wondering what happened with 300, whether he just left or when he got a transfer. You know, what?
It looks like a transfer, because it says he left 300 and joined Wumbo, so I'm guessing that it was a mutual agreement, maybe a sign and trade, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't think that happens in the because I've knowing Team 300, right? I don't think the players got paid, so maybe they just offered a payment, right?
Maybe.
Which could be the reason that Neil left. Maybe, who knows? But I'm not gonna speculate much more. Uh, Wumbo is a newer team that got created by a lot of really good players just about 2 months ago. So it is not very surprising that Neil joined such a good organization in that sense, right? But he did leave another good organization doing so in Team 300, I would say.
I am wondering who else is in Wombo, and I'm gonna have to look that up after the match. But we do
I
get.
can tell you.
Uh,
I
we'll,
can tell you.
we'll wait till
Because I
we
have it
have an
open.
intermission because we are getting started with round 1 of Water
Yeah.
Park here with Albatross on board. We do have Albatross in that second position. Neil quite comfortable at the start, keeping a very good line. Little bit of a wiggle to get himself set up for the drift. You could see him getting it started early. He's going to keep good lines to the dirt. Will he be able to keep it flat as Albatross does bonk a little bit? Kunal able to get that speed out of it. Kunal actually catching up, getting close to Neil as they do get into the ice. Both of them get a smooth transition. Neil getting a much smoother transition, a little bit of a wiggle, but still able to keep steady. But that wiggle is going to cost him as Kunal is able to get a bit of extra speed, trying to catch up there. But Neil's going to keep keeping a lot of speed up there. Kunal going for the steer early as Neil is still ahead. It's still going to be a close fight as these two are going to be dueling it out to the end. Both of them get it clean, and it is Neil who holds his lead at a 49.1. Considering AT is a 51. Oh, that is a hot time with Albatross coming in there.
Yeah, Divnyash and Albatross, I don't think either of them ever got the author time when it came to this map during a live round. So Neil and Kunal, both of them destroying it too, right? By over a second. That is how you do it, I would say. By the way, Wumbo, Rumelius, Radiance, Akros, Yakazo, J-Cray, Bozbez, Abekasus, and Davinio are also on that team. Very solid amount of players that are on that team. Who all came together, all from very different teams and backgrounds too, right? To create this big team. As we head on to now the bobsleigh. Give me a second. I need to restart my stream here. There you go. As they're side by side inside of each other, Kunal goes slightly wider, and that'll give him more speed out of the exit. But Neil just has a better line overall. He'll be slightly ahead, but with less speed, he'll land earlier, and thus he'll grab more speed. It's gonna be really close, and Neil's gonna steal it away from Kunal after a great back and forth there for the second half of that round. GR indeed.
GR indeed, as we do see quite a close fight between these two. Neil currently 60 points, doubling Kunal, and a little bit, a couple extra points on the side. Neil just showing his dominance, showing why Team Wumbo is going to be the new great team. Albatross bonking the start, knocking him out early, but it is going to be Divyansh in that second position. Kunal's able to catch up later in the map, but we'll see how they go. As we do head into the uphill drift, it's going to be Neil and Kunal able to keep more speed out of that one. Heading through the dirt, we got him very close. Kunal bonks on the side. Kunal bonks on the side, but it's still not enough for Divyansh to catch up. But as we head into the bobsled, it's going to be Neil and Kunal taking identical lines. Kunal actually keeping more speed out of there, and Neil not getting enough speed. He's got to bonk, and it's going to be Divyansh able to fight his way into second place. Kunal with so much speed right now, he might even take out this round, ruin the clean sweep, and it is going to be Divyansh right behind, getting a smooth landing, trying to minimize airtime on that as much as possible. Into the finish, Kunal upsetting Neil and not getting the clean sweep. Taking first with Divyansh in second, Neil throwing in third, and Albatross in fourth. That's the clean sweep.
Finally getting that fast time, and he still only gets second. He would have gotten first any other round in the past with that time of 50.3. That was such a good time by him. And despite that, Kunal just absolutely decimating that time.
Yeah, I'd say it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, you can see the prowess of these players here in the grand final. You're seeing a lot of consistent lines, and it's coming down to you make one mistake, you were gone. Divyansh losing the gear here means that he's not able to keep as much speed, and it's going to be a bonk there, and that's him out. It's one mistake and you're gone, but Neil showing smooth lines on the bobsled. Clean angle, little bit of a wiggle. You can see his tires just having a bit of a jiggle. And he does head into that drift, keeping a lot of speed there with Albatross. Kunal actually in second position, Albatross in that third. Kunal going a little bit wide, able to keep that flat drop downhill. Neil too far ahead at this point, getting himself another dub with Kunal in second. Divyansh bonking and having to go into the lower finish. Albatross third, and Divyansh unfortunately having to crawl in for that fourth. it is still really good play coming from these.
Oh man, Neil though, continuing on, soldiering on. I mean, there's only one round he didn't win. In the last 8 rounds, they've played 8 rounds and he's won 7. What can you do?
What can you do? Play harder, I guess.
Play harder. Good call, right? Just write that in chat real quick. Just play harder.
Play
right?
harder,
Get good.
Get
what else can get good? You could also stop being bad.
Yeah, stop being bad.
That one works too.
Don't crash.
Don't crash. Yes, that one works well. What else, ladies and gentlemen? Drive faster. Drive faster.
Press the W key faster, or if you're on controller, press the trigger faster.
No, press it harder, right? Because obviously, if you press it harder, you'll go faster.
Oh yeah, sorry, I do mistake. Yes, you do need to press it harder. We did lose Divianch. I believe his internet may have dropped out again, so we are going into a pause as we do head into this map. Neil so far ahead right now. It's looking like Neil could take this out, judging from the way he's playing, but who knows? He may decide to throw the next map. Just have a bit of fun, you know. Have a great time. He knows he's in the lead, and he probably won't lose it. But hey, he might have a great time.
He might have a world record on this map, but it is not a map that you can really be that consistent on. And so Hook is going to be really, really rough. I think for Neil, rougher than the other maps. That's for sure. And honestly, that's saying a lot, right? Maybe he'll only get 30 points, and he'll still be finalist, but only after round 4 rather than after 3 rounds. That's going to be my guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Maybe he'll lose a round, but at the same time, with 74 points and second being 45, the only way that Kunal could catch up on this map is Neil literally just DNFing every single round and Kunal getting dubs. That's the only way that he can catch up.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, once he gets finalist, right? If Kunal just wins every single round, it's practically a DNF, right? So,
oh yeah.
So at that point, all you need to do is just, I mean, if Neil wins the next 3 rounds here, or wins 2 and gets 6th place, he'll be finalist in 3 rounds time. That's incredible to say. Yeah. So Kunal, at best, if that does happen, right? 6, 6, 10, that'd be 22. At 20, he'd be at 67 points. He would need to win 5 rounds in a row. 4 rounds in a row? 5 rounds in a row.
Wait, no, we're going to 120, so...
Oh, we're going to 120? Okay. Yeah.
He'd need to win, like, so it literally would be Neil DNF every single round, and then Kunal wins...
7 in a row.
Well, total, he'd need to win 8 in a row.
So he'd need to win not just this whole map, but the next map afterwards, is what you're saying.
Yes, he needs to win 2 maps straight, and Neil needs to DNF this one for Kunal to win. But...
See, oh man, that's crazy, huh? Because that's how strong Neil was on the first 2 maps.
And as we do head into the 3rd map, we'll see if he can keep up with this one. Getting a little bit of a wiggle, not hitting the wall, keeping as much speed as possible, having to double drift, meaning Kunal can keep a better line. Rocking the sexy Tawna skin there. As we do head into this uphill, we do have them both going through the triangle, keeping good speed, not really going over anything bad. We do have Neil getting that drift, hitting that plastic and going uphill. We do have the dreaded icy downhill, as we do have Neil keeping the line much better. I believe Kunal may have spun out, but we do have Neil. Oh no, there he is! He kept the better line on that one. Holy crap, Kunal. Kunal, knowing what he's fighting for, getting quite a strong position. It is going to be him and Neil in the top spot. Kunal going a little bit high, dropping wide. It's going to be Neil taking the inside corner. Will he be able to start this from Kunal? And he bonks the finish. They both bonk the finish! Albatross gets the win. Neil getting 2nd place because he's able to recover. Divianch in 3rd. Oh, my heart.
Oh my god. That was so close, and they kept it close all the way until 2nd place, I guess.
It literally came down to Neil had the landing where he could land flat and recover. But Kunal just landed upside down, both of them failing the risky finish. Oh, my heart! Oh, that was good to watch.
Like that? How dare you do this? You do.
They're just keeping me on my toes, making sure I'm keeping track of what's going on in this grand final. As we do have
Legitimately standing
Kunal.
up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the map. It's 100% the map. Kunal getting a wider line and keeping a lot more speed out of there, showing he's got the prowess on the ice. As they do head into the flat, Neil able to keep a lot more speed out of there, having to go for that little bit of extra drift, but he has caught up to Kunal. Kunal getting the little bit of a wiggle, getting himself onto the flat. Neil's keeping a lot more speed. Both of them going for the risky finish, and Neil and Kunal both hit it. What is that? That's 1277 milliseconds separating first and second there. These are close rounds between.
Very nice math there. Very, very nice math.
Thank you.
I'm glad to finally have someone who can math. Not as well as I can, but just math in general. Oh my goodness. I've had some good times with other casters who try to math and then take a million years to say out the math.
As I always say, education is the key to life. When you're living, make sure you're learning at the same time, because if you're not learning, you're not going to be growing as a person. So math is one of those. Maths is one of those things that everyone should know at some point, especially when you're doing things like your taxes, doing things like that, or calculating times, where we do see Kunal and Divian. Sorry, that's Albatross. Albatross in that second position. Divyansh, where are you, Divyansh? Divyansh is right behind as well. Everyone's kind of close together as we do head through this section where Neil's able to get a bit more speed out of that one. Not able to catch up Albatross, from what I can tell. Albatross able to jump clean into the finish with 54 milliseconds separating those two. These are still really close rounds.
Yeah, very, very close indeed. I would say that Albatross and Divyansh are really pushing themselves a lot harder than what they did up against in the first loser final, right? We saw Albatross fighting hard, but like he still was crashing a lot. When it came to the consolidation finals, he was still crashing somewhat, but they were so much faster, right? They pushed it up another gear, but this is even faster than that, right? The times that they're putting in right now, both Divyansh and Albatross are faster than what they were doing in the last two rounds. So at this point in time, they're really pushing hard, and it is showing because they're keeping up with Kunal somewhat, as Neil has really pushed himself into a big lead, but he's starting to lose it just a little bit, right? He's not winning every single round anymore, as Kunal finds himself all the way down into the bay, and so he was in second place. He would have been able to catch up to Albatross even more than he was doing already, but now he finds himself down in fourth place as Neil wins the round with a 53.2. Very, very solid time there. Divyansh still gets second. Albatross gets third. Kunal gets fourth. No, wait, that was Kunal that crashed.
Yeah, Kunal crashed out. He missed the CP. He couldn't get the drift. He got the no slide. As we do head into the next map, though, we do have the points calculation coming through. Neil over 100 points at this point. He's just got to win 3 rounds, and he will be our Indian Trackmania League Summer 2022 winner. But we still got second and third to play for, and that's the stuff we're going to be interested in, especially seeing Neil just dominating the competition at this point. There's not much else we can say. It is an absolute clapping coming from him with 104 points. Kunal in second with 67, Albatross at 56, and Divyansh at 49. 7 points separating Albatross and Divi. Considering 7 points is 1 win and a fourth place, if Divyansh can actually win a round and Albatross gets last, he will catch up and hold it steady.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh man. Now it starts to get rough though, right? Kunal up against Neil. Right now, this was the fight that we wanted to see, right? And instead, what we're seeing is Kunal versus Albatross versus Divyansh, right? Which is an amazing fight all by itself, and we're going to see a lot more of it when Neil finishes, if he does, right? Because at this point in time, if he throws this, he deserves to be called Neil for the rest of his life, right? This is... I don't know if you know what 28-3 is. Neil definitely does, but 28-3 is pretty much a term known as the biggest throw in American football history, and it happened in the in the final. A
Oh,
team with
dang.
25 points in the second half, and they lost,
Wow.
which is a big margin. Normally, you're not like if you score 28 points in the first half, it's a blowout, right? So the fact that they lost is the biggest throw ever, right? So Neil would need to throw just like this round, right? Every single round, and Kunal or Divnyash or Albatross would need to come in, right, and win every single round instead of Neil, and Neil would need to get third or fourth every single time, and then when he gets finalist, he still doesn't win anything, right? That would be equivalent to 28. As right now, Neil will only get second place, which is still good enough to get him to 110, and he could still get finalist next round. Dimyash gets third. He got overtaken at the line, and Kunal, very nice time on his end. Albatross will get fourth after a crash.
Unfortunate to see Neil bonking out as he is, but at the same time, if he can get the win on this round, he does enter finalist mode, and that is his shot. Take out the top share of the prize pool at 3,000 rupees. It's going to be him currently in the lead with Kunal close behind. Kunal knows what's on the line. I don't know why I pressed that button. Albatross bonks the side of the road. Unfortunately, he is out. Divyansh also pushing, knowing that he has a shot for the first place if he can try and overtake Neil. He does overtake Kunal, moves himself up into second, getting a clean line here. Able to get that jump drift and getting a bit of a wider line over Neil. Having to slow down, it means Kunal can get a better line through the inside. Neil still comfortably in the lead, getting a clean drift on the outside there. Got to be these guys close fighting as we do head into the plastic identity. And Neil is comfortably in the lead, holding himself steady, gets himself into finalist mode. Kunal in second, Divyansh in third, and Albatross is coming up on the identity, and he bonks a CP. You flat respawn to CP, you've got this Albatross. Just don't crash in the next, like, 10 seconds. And he goes into the finish.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
Scary stuff, but that was a really nice round out of Neil, right? Like, Kunal did a 49.2 last round, and that was pretty sick. Does a 48.8, and he's 4/10 off the pace. That is crazy to think of, as Neil has a chance to put this one to bed. In fact, he has 5 chances to put this one to bed, as, yeah, Kunal would need to win every single round, 5 rounds in a row, to beat out Neil here. And Neil in the lead with Kunal just behind, and they're inside of each other. It is so close as they head, oh my goodness, halfway through that nice drift out of Neil. Wait, it was a crash out of Kunal though. Oh, I didn't notice the crash.
It wasn't a crash,
no.
it was just an iffy drift, but this is going to be Neil making his way forward. All he has to do is get through the identity, and your champion of the Indian Trackmania League Summer 2022 is Neil. Congratulations, Neil, on taking first place. We still have a lot of fighting to do, as we still have the other 3 still competing. Congratulations, Neil. You can now leave and go and grab food and whatever you want. But we do have one more round. Yeah, exactly. Food, drink, toilet, you know, study, say hi to your mum, anything you need to do. But that is Neil taking out the victory. We still have second place to fight for. Kunal seems to be the next best for getting that, as we do have Albatross bonking out here. Kunal getting a much better line on the dirt. Currently in a duel with Divyansh. Divyansh able to keep himself close, but not close enough, as he does head into grass, keeps a deeper line, gets a lot more speed over Kunal, getting himself to jump drift into the uphill, but Kunal knows how to take it a bit better. It is going to be him keeping a lot of speed as he does head into this drift with the water section. It's going to be them both currently fighting it out for that first and second place. It's going to be Kunal who is going to be holding that lead and getting himself that first place, with Divyansh in second and Albatross bringing up the rear in third. We do have the Neil raid coming in as well to watch.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Neil, for the raid. Congratulations on the W, baby. And luckily for you, I will never call you by the other name that Zathos called you. That was the deal, right? I would call you by the name that shall not be said if you lost. So since you won, and quite handedly by that, congratulations to you. Welcome everyone who's in, as Kunal now has a 10-point lead over Albatross, who really did not like that last map there and allowed for Divnyash to come back in as well, which is pretty detrimental to Albatross's chances here because he had quite the lead over Divnyash. I think he had about 15 points of a lead, and now it's only 2. So it's going to be a real fight for third and fourth. Kunal, who was in that fight for a long time, now has second place relatively secured.
Indeed, and it is going to be the people who voted for Neil who do win the prediction as we do start the prediction of who's going to come second place. Will it be Neil? Will it be Divyansh? Will it be Albatross? We shall see as we do set up this next outcome with 1 minute on the timer. Get your votes in, folks. Win some points. Congratulations to everyone who did vote for Neil getting that dub. You got a lot of points just then.
And F to anyone who did not vote for Neil. You lost your channel points. Big
Yeah, a couple of channel points lost. But hey, nothing too serious as we do have this map here, Feisler. Feisler notorious for the multiple finishes, with the bottom finish actually being faster than the middle finish, which is odd, but hey, map design is the way it is.
Yeah, Neil won't show us how it's done though, because he's already finished. He could just sit back, kick his feet up, and relax. Listen, he no longer needs to sit down, but heck, he won't, right? He's on his throne now, on top of the Indian Trackmania world, as he's won this one IPL. Neil has won it all. So Kunal now has to bring this one home realistically, right? With this big of a and so little points left until he gets finalist, as that's Albatross into the polls. How do you feel about Kunal's chances here as he keeps himself in the lead above Divnyash? Yeah, it's looking very solid for Kunal, isn't it? As he's going to be on 109 if he keeps it all together here.
Realistically, yeah, Kunal's got the highest chance of winning, considering he's 60 points ahead of Albatross in second. But with Divyansh able to get that second position there, that's going to boost him a bit higher than Albatross. And it is literally going to come down to the 1v1 we saw yesterday with Albatross and Divyansh fighting it out for that third position. Unfortunately, we didn't see Ojas in the finals. I would have loved to see him, but at the same time, Albatross, he DNF'd. He just threw away a bunch of points. Divyansh moving into that second position there. It could be Divyansh who's going to take that third place, unless he can upset Kunal.
They would have been tied on points otherwise, right? So that is rough for Albatross. Losing out on 4 points could be the be-all, end-all of third place, because now Divnyash has become alive, I want to say, right? Am I wrong in saying that he's come alive in the second half of the match? Because he was really rough at first. Of course, he's crashed up this round, but that's not like him whatsoever, right? He's come back down 15 points.
Yeah, I'd say he's definitely come alive and he's proving his mettle. Unfortunately, he did crash out in this round, but Albatross is able to recover, and he's going to be that second place there. But Kunal just running away with the victory, getting a 51.9, a clean time from him. Albatross getting a bit of style points by hitting the edge. But it is going to be 119 for Kunal as he does head. He's basically got to win these next 2 rounds. He will be a runner-up for the Indian Trackmania League Summer 2022 edition.
Oh man, this is rough now. 1 point away from finalist mode. And Divnyash, 2 points ahead of Albatross, but you don't want to get tied up now. If you are Divnyash, you want to win this round, right? Or Albatross, you want to win this round, right? You do not now win this one, you'll be as far away from winning as possible. If anything, you'd want Kunal to get second, right? Whoever wins this, they want Kunal to get second, because then that means that their nearest rival in either Divnyash or Albatross would get less points, would have a 6-point differential. As Kunal crashes twice, crashes thrice. Wow. Okay, that is one way to do it, isn't it? As Albatross and Divnyash fighting for the lead here. Big fight up at the front. I mean, I'd love to see it right now because Kunal is behind by 4 seconds as they head into the finish here. Divnyash seemingly ahead now of Albatross, and as they head into the finish, who is it? It is Diviniage winning with a 51.7. Albatross was ahead, and he threw it away. 8 tenths behind as... Oh, no. Okay,
Oh,
you
we're
scared me.
just resetting. You were just like a little bit behind on that one, because they had finished as you were calling out the final jumps. But we are reset now as Kunal does head into that finalist position. Will he be able to take out this round and be our runner-up? It's going to be interesting to see as Kunal gets a much cleaner drift on this section, able to get the flat line over the grass. It does mean that Kunal is able to keep a lot more speed here, as even though he does move into that third spot, he has got the cleaner lines here. It does appear that Divyansh may have gone a little bit wider, but Albatross is currently holding the lead, trying to make sure that Kunal can't get that win. He's keeping a lot of speed here. 0.2 separating these two, as we do have Kunal trying to fight for that position, getting himself that win. But Albatross still holding the lead. Still 0.2 separating these guys as we do head into this drop-down drift. There's going to be Kunal taking the better line. He's going to keep a lot of speed out of here. He's going to go wide on this section. He's going to try and hook the dirt as much as possible. Gets it clean. Jumps into the finish. And ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up, of the Indian Trackmania League Summer 2022 will be Kunal. Congratulations to everyone who voted.
Very, very good job by Kunal here. I mean, no slight to him whatsoever, right? Kunal and Neil, just a cut above the rest, I want to say, right? And then it was a fight between Kunal and Neil, right? The Wumbo versus the Type driver, and the Wumbo driver comes out on top today. He didn't come out on top on the in one of the rounds, right? In one of the group stage rounds, but he does win when it matters the most. Kunal gets second position, and he'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. Though it isn't the win, it is still where he expected to be if Neil did participate, right? Which is pretty on par. As long as he finished ahead of Diviniash and Albatross, I think he was happy, right? If you're Kunal, of course you're competitive. You'd want to be in that fight up against Neil, but Neil's pace was unreal today.
Indeed, it was quite fun to watch, and we do have Neil heading off. GG's once again. Congratulations on your dub. Heading off for the first time, heading off with his victory. Head held proud, winning himself 3,000 rupees. Quite a comfortable prize pool, but this is now the match we're going to watch. Divyansh and Albatross separated by 4 points. Either one of them both proving that they're good players, that they could take out third place. We've got the prediction going, folks, if you want to vote for who you think will be third place. Will it be Divyansh? Will it be Albatross? We've seen Divyansh 2 for 2 right now, but will Albatross cause the upset and take that third position?
All right, well, let's see it. I think I'm going to go with Divyansh again. I have to, right? He's been my horse both times so far. I need to
I want Albatross to bring the upset. Come on, Albatross. Much love for both players, though. We do love Divyansh and we do love Albatross here as we get started with the round. Albatross getting a cleaner line on the sausage. I'm bonking! Albatross, I was voting for you! Divyansh able to just get a clean line several seconds ahead. Oh, 3 seconds ahead off the start. Dear.
How could you do this to Albatross?
Look,
I can't believe you would do this to Albatross.
Look, I had love for Albatross, but he failed on me. What happened, man? What happened? Oh no.
Looks like the horse in your horse in the race is no longer in the race, as Divyansh in a very sizable lead at the moment, as he's gonna head towards the last checkpoint. Into the finish he'll go, and that is easy as pie.
That is an easy 10 points right there. I've got to run the prediction once again because it ran too short, unfortunately. So let's go get our thing again. Who is going to get third place? Who's going to get third place? We'll just call it. As we do head into this next round, we're going to have a little bit of lag, but that's okay, folks. We do love a little bit of lag here on the stream. It's the best part of this stream is when everything goes horribly wrong. We're going to have 2 minutes there. 2-minute prediction, folks, so you'll be able to put in your votes in time. Divyansh, all he's got to do is win 2 rounds, and he gets himself into finalist mode. Winning that third round on Dahlia will mean that he will be our third place. But Albatross, the horse in the race, the one that Divyansh bogs out. Albatross is able to get a lot more speed out of here. Get himself the 10 points if he can hold this steady. Getting so close to the wall, but keeping himself clean on the uphill. We do have the sausage road here that is drifting quite cleanly. Divianch on that sausage road as well, still 2 seconds behind. Albatross is able to run away with this as long as he doesn't fail the finish. And he gets into the finish, getting himself those 10 points with Divianch in second. Going for the right finish this time.
Very solid time as well by Albatross, right? 49.0 is a very, very strong time, I would say, for anyone, right? And of course, the 48s by Neil and Kunal were extremely strong, but Kunal couldn't do it consistently. He did it twice, I think, but Albatross also did it once. But up against Divianch, who can't do a 48, it's very, very telling that Albatross is pulling out his ace up his sleeve on this, what could be the last time they play on this map. But hey, listen, maybe he comes back for next edition of Whitetail, though that would be maybe a little bit lazy, perhaps, as Albatross right now in a big lead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, considering the fact that Albatross is the horse in my race and Albatross does double bonk, it is still very close between these two. They know what's on the line here. Divianch bonking the end, taking the jump off the sausage, and it's going to be Albatross overtaking, getting a clean finish, getting those 10 points. It's going to be him moving up to 117. Albatross, he has to get 2 wins.
Albatross was on 49.2 with a choke. That is a really solid. That was going to be a 48, low 48. That was going to be a really good time out of Albatross. Wow.
Brutal bonker. Both of these guys, I just realized, are tied, so it's going to be Divianch who's able to run away with this round unless Divianch messes up. But basically, it's going to be, there's your bonk. There's your bonk. It's still an even game. It's even points, still an even game. 3 seconds separating, but one bonk can bring it back.
True.
This is the interesting stuff. Yeah.
Albatross threw away 4 points. Recall.
Oh yeah.
That's another bonk by Divianch. Albatross will catch up once again, but it's only 1.8 seconds. I don't think there is enough time left for Divianch to bonk a 3rd time and fail. So Divianch will come in first, and he'll be finalist mode. Had Albatross not DNF'd all those rounds ago when they had, what was it? I think 60 points at the time.
Yeah.
They would both be finalists right now. Instead, Albatross is 1 point off of finalists, all because of 1 DNF.
All it comes down to is, can Albatross win 2 rounds in a row on Water Park once again? The map that we've seen both of them do well on, but Divianch proving that he's much better on this map.
Yeah.
It still could be an upset. We still have 2 rounds to play, folks. So I'm still holding steady for Albatross. Alba hates this map, but this could be Divianch taking 3rd place, knowing that he's stronger on the map. These two, quite good competitors themselves. Both of them, 4th and 5th seed, now fighting for 3rd. This is the fight that we want to see. Neil, clean sweeping. No dramas about that. We've got Kunal coming in that second, but this is the fight we're keen for. I am excited to see how this goes.
This was the fight we were looking forward to, right?
Yeah, this is the fight.
We talked about it in the break. This is the fight.
This is the fight. We were having a discussion about this, and my horse is still Alba, but Divi is also really strong on this map, and knowing that we have to go back to the start with this map, these two will have to fight it out for 2 rounds at the max. If Divi wins, he takes out 3rd place. If Albatross wins, it will come down to a 1v1 once again. These two who fought for the 4th and 5th, who fought to get in the winner and loser brackets. Divianch losing his upper bracket and going down to the consolation finals and getting himself the 1st place there. This is the fight that we're keen.
So then, into what could be the final round we go. Albatross needs to absolutely win this one. And, I mean, it might not be his favorite map, but it needs to be the map that he does his final stand on. It is whether or not Divianch crashes, right? It's really up to that. Albatross, you need to pull out an absolute banger 2 times in a row as they're fighting inside of each other at this point in time. It is very close as we're on the bobsled. Albatross could hit some of the water. No, he doesn't, but he's so wide. He flies off the map. He's not even going to save it. Yash has it all in his palm of his hands. Yash, Divvy. My horse has won it 3 times in a row, baby.
3
And
times in a
that
row.
is right.
It came down to
I'm
that round, and
yeah,
Albatross unfortunately tripped up, and that is going to be Divyansh getting that 3rd place right there. What a match, if I don't say so myself. We've got Neil in 1st, Kunal in 2nd, and Divi taking out that 3rd position, coming from that 4th seed just behind Ojas, forcing the upset and coming through to win that 3rd place. Should have voted for my boy Divi, but GG's to everyone. What an exciting match, if I don't say.
so at least the nice thing is that no one loses channel points.
Look, we
The
shall see.
prediction No, the prediction was very one-sided.
I mean, okay, yeah, the prediction was one-sided. That being said, at the same time, they get your return of points. No one voted the other way. Unfortunately, Albatross couldn't pull through. Still getting 4th place. Still getting
Yeah,
1,000 rupees for his effort. GG to everyone who participated. How do you feel about this entire event?
I loved it. This was extremely fun. A nice event where pretty much the entirety of Indian Trackmania just came together and pulled off an amazing event, right? Whether it comes from the mappers, whether it's Iridium pulling all the strings in the background, making sure that all the adminage was done correctly, and of course the 8 drivers who drove today and yesterday who come through and give us quite the show. I mean, GG's to everyone. What a lovely tournament.
Yeah, it was a beautiful tournament to see. I got to watch like all the matches firsthand, and I know that was some great moments, great Trackmania coming from everyone. It is such an exciting thing to see, and hopefully, if my map is good enough in the eyes of Rehan and the rest of the team, you will be seeing my map coming for the Indian Trackmania League Fall. But it's 2022. Who knows? You may even see me casting again, depending on if they want to fire me or whatever. But otherwise, I don't think much else needs to be said. We've got our standings. Congratulations to everyone. For now, guys, I've been your host, the Thunder from Down Under, the beautiful Australian caster, Edamame TV. Joining me, the favorite Canadian cat, Quantum Death Cat. And we will see you guys. We won't see you guys next time. We will see you guys, hopefully, for the Indian Trackmania League Fall 2022. If not me, you'll get some other amazing casters. Who knows? Maybe even Quantum will be there. But we will see you guys in the next event. Take care, everyone.